Damn.
I'm just gonna leave now. It's been a good run, guys. I'm
Alright,
retiring
the
as of
now.
this moment. I was saying hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 18 of Blood and Silver here on Hard Knock Dice. Episode 18. We have been doing this for a hot minute now. We're basically family now at this point. Pay me family taxes. Before we go any further with all this, if anyone could drop an exclamation mark, charity in chat, we are still partnered with Extra Life, raising money for the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Be a hero in a way that matters right here in the real world, whether you donate a little or a lot, contributes to those in need in a very real way. No magic spells needed. Every bit a fantasy for those whose lives have been changed by your help. I see that cruel things you are posting in chat. Don't do that. I'm having a hard enough day already. I am not muted. You can see it right here. With that being said, we return to the world of Velderos and the city of Griffin and our heroes. The fire of rebellion burns. The city burns with it. One of the greatest cities of mankind, glorious and proud, Griffin is a spectacle and a monument, a testament to the will of those who would live under the rule of no kings, no emperors. A city that is a crossroads of the land and for many of the spirit, and today burns. Those who would use her people for gain clash in the streets with those who crave sovereignty. Blade to blade throughout the city, the fighting is scattered yet intense. A crow soars across the mountain, looking down at the young men being hacked apart, their bodies pierced with crossbow bolts, the smoke billowing from the homes of those who have, God's willing, already fled. And it knows that it will soon be time to gorge. The bird is one of many, circling the battlefield, for that is truly what the city has once known for its arts and industry has become. As the warriors of the Order of the Dawn strike out at the governing forces, our heroes face their foe outside of the city. Early that morning, a daring attack, taking a small team to the exterior railcar station, has proven successful. The artery of the governor's supply line has been destroyed, and the party stands exhausted but victorious as the enemy response team falls. All part of their plan, their assault, a desperate gambit, a diversion, to draw the bulk of enemy soldiers to them. So now that they have succeeded, however, will it be enough to save Griffin? Party, you stand at the foot of the watchtower, bloodied and beaten, surrounded by the injured and the dead. What are you doing?
Gaia hears the drums off in the distance and the footfalls of the approaching army and looks at the remaining soldiers that are left. We need to leave. That's not Gaia's voice. We need to leave. These men will die if we stay.
Are we picking up exactly where you left off?
Yes.
Okay.
So you'll have
Train boy.
destroyed the incoming party consisting of enforcers and then the great bowmen on that railcar. You also destroyed a large swath of railcar track. The few surviving enemy had surrendered and were taking care of their injured and dead. You had your first actual casualty, like dead, but you do have quite a number of injured.
Seraphina turns to Roderick and goes, how far using that to make yourself loud, how far can people hear me if you were to cast that on me?
You can't cast it on other people.
Oh, you can't? Fuck. Well.
Sorry.
Which
No,
my
it's fine.
bards should have access to thaumaturgy.
Yeah, well. I have nothing. I was gonna try something, but if people can't hear me, or can I Can I do a investigation check to see if there's some sort of amplifying, like a bullhorn or something in this tower?
Yes, you can search both the tower and the station building itself.
Okay.
While you do that, I'm gonna get my dice because this is the second session in a row I've just not brought them.
I think we should flee into the woods, get the wounded, bring them as far away from here as we can, and regroup and try to make it back to the city. As either give it time or do it now and try to break through.
That investigation check was a 19.
Investigation check was a 19. There does not seem to be any such apparatus available.
Okay. I'm hurt, and I like point to the giant hole from the ballista that. If we stay, we all die.
If they do not stay distracted long enough, then everything may fail.
Right. So then, do we send all of our men into retreat?
How far are we from the city?
A
You're
mile.
500 meters.
Oh.
That far.
Okay.
Are there approaching forces visible?
With y'all's vantage at the top of the tower, the ones that were up top probably would be able to see them through the tree cover.
Is there what do these train cars fuel themselves off of? Are they steam engine based?
It is powered. So you're familiar with the cars that power themselves by like an antenna touching a rail.
Right.
So they're not internally powered. The source of their power is at the internal main station, which was the whole point of the big attack on that station.
Okay, so I could be wrong, but I thought those things had to have like a circuit for them to work.
I mean, they may. I did not
Okay.
do the pseudosciences.
Okay. Cool. So there is no form of fuel of any kind on this train car then.
No, but if your aim is to disable it from being able to be used again, then that would be easily done.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that'd be a very easy way for us to tell if at least one of the missions worked, is if that train car just becomes inoperable, right?
Well, the other missions were supposed to kick off as soon as y'all launched y'all's attack.
Right.
So, or shortly thereafter, once y'all had properly diverted the forces.
Right. Which
So,
would be like now, actually.
yeah. So they'd probably just be getting started.
What was the exact thing that we were told to do?
To get as many people out here as possible for as long as possible.
Yep. That's pretty accurate, yeah.
I mean,
So do these things work off of a single rail or a double rail?
Double rail. I'm sticking to train car visual aesthetic.
And are there any turns between here and the city, or is it a straight shot right into the city?
From here to the city?
Yeah.
The lightest of curves, if anything. It's mostly straight.
Okay. Gotcha. All right.
If you think of the rail car system as being like vaguely like rib cage shaped, so like there's the one main rail that goes up through all the way up to the main station, and then
Gotcha.
branching out onto the layers as it goes.
Okay.
approximately how many folks could fit into this this train car that Is it
So-
just the number of folks that we saw? So the 4 and then
Keep
the
in-
2, so 6.
Keep in mind that I did describe it as being longer than the asset that I had available for Tailspire.
Right.
It seats 10,
10.
but you can technically pack more people in if you really need or want to.
Okay.
Floor space and all that, sitting in laps.
Issue being, just would point out, we can already hear these guys, and they're already
Yeah.
visible from the tower. We're not loading wounded into that thing when they're already all the way out in the woods.
Right.
We would not.
No. My thought is if we the ones that are already wounded and half of the folks that are sort of able-bodied still goes and like keeps pushing them further out into the woods for hopes, and then us and whoever is able to fight, we pack into the train car and make it go as far as possible to sort of do a bait and switch.
To give you a context for, like, kind of till contact, a large number moving that distance in formation, you have about 10 minutes.
Minutes.
And so they've all come out of the main gate of the city.
You would assume.
I think we are having similar thoughts.
So we just ride the car back, get to town, and lock the door behind them
That's assuming everybody's gone.
to tell all the fodder to grab their buddies and flee into the woods.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean that's because hopefully we've pulled enough people through the gates. We full steam ahead. If we have to tuck and roll jumping out of this sucker so that we can pull the gates behind.
There is not a train car stop at the front gate.
Yeah,
How
we have to
close would the
yeet
train
out of
pass?
there.
I mean, it's going to be a tuck
Yeah,
and
I'm
roll
just-
situation.
I'm just letting y'all know
Yeah.
ahead of time.
How close would the train pass to the front gate?
It's just adjacent to the front gate, about 30 feet off the ground.
Hey.
So it's very close to the front gate.
Where's the next gate from the main gate?
The next layer. Yeah.
Oh no, I mean like there's only one entrance to the city, like on this side.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Griffin is intended to be an incredibly defensible city built into the side of a mountain. That is why it has the multi-layered approach, with every layer having one main gate. There are like small single door access points at a couple of locations,
Postern gate.
yeah.
Lol.
but
Alright,
They
guys,
are-
file in one at a time.
those are pretty far spread out and also generally heavily locked down.
Gotcha.
I think that this is it. We send
I
people.
think we need to take some of them with us, because if we can seize those gates, they have big bow gun.
Yeah.
And we need people to man those bitches.
Right. No, I fully track in. I agree. I think that this is the only solution, because otherwise we're going to be slaughtered.
We could try to retreat and harry them as long as we can, but I think
Seizing the gate is probably going to be the best time sink.
I don't have a ton of resources, but
We just have to get a hold of the gate.
again,
have
it's assuming that nobody's there.
I know.
Or
We
that
can
it's
kill those
there'll
there.
be people there.
There will be people there. We just have to. We have to use what resources we have to kill those guys. There's way less of them than there are these guys that are coming towards us.
That
And technically speaking, if we get there and they close the gates in our face, all we have to do is break the gates from being able to get open anytime today, and then we just have to flee for our fucking lives at that point.
Does the train pass through the gate, or does it have its own little opening?
Over.
Oh,
So
we
the
gotta break that bitch.
and it's I just realized I probably misspoke when I said 30 feet in the air, because it does have to go over. The white stone walls were not able to be modified. So, over.
So you got Featherfall, right?
How high up do they go?
I want to say, I specified the height of the walls a while back. I want to say it was either 50 or 60 feet. I'll dig through my notes while we finish this up, try and get that.
So high enough that most normal people couldn't just try to jump off to. You mean yourself, DM?
Based
Not safely, no.
on the location of the army, would we be traveling essentially through them, like over them?
Right. Well,
Probably
if it's travel, if this rail car goes up and over the thing, we have access to the controls because they were able to stop on the track.
Yeah.
So we can just stop,
Right. And
get people off, and like all the able-bodied men that we have, and us go down, do the best we can to lock it down, shut it down,
Right.
and
If
then
it,
there's the potential for us to get back onto the rail car, in theory.
if it goes 50 feet over the wall, then in theory we should be able to jump off inside the gate and take care of it from inside.
we could just land on top of the wall, which would put us level with like.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is
Yeah.
like,
Sounds good to me. We
Is
got
there
a
any
plan.
heavy ordnance with the army that we saw?
You're muted.
you're
DM.
muted.
It is difficult to see specifically what they have through the trees.
We just have to risk it for the biscuit.
We just have to go as like it's like cranking it.
Cranking it.
Don't like what you just launched.
And with a 5%, it's too broken up for y'all to even make a perception check to try and see. You're just seeing
Nope.
flashes of movement through the.
We just gotta risk it.
Right.
If shit goes sideways, we'll have to wing it.
We do what we do, but like we will die if we stay. We will die.
Hmm.
If we stay, we will die.
This definitely is a better time saver.
So let me gather this correctly. You're going to get the wounded and dead to haul off into the trees,
Yep.
and then those fighting fit that aren't needed to take care of the wounded are going to go with you for this kind of breakneck
Correct.
assault.
Yeah, right. And we're gonna try to seize control of the gate and hopefully intact big ballista scorpions, whatever they are. Because we get those, that can put some hurting on some people.
They're great bows. Thank you very
Great
much.
bows.
Right.
Felt like
Well,
foot bows.
They're
and
not just good bows; they're great bows.
real quick, how long have we eaten into that 10 minutes with this conversation?
Like yelling up to
About-
Gaia, what do you think?
7 minutes, according to the
Oh.
clock.
Okay. So
Okay,
then,
we gotta go.
We just gotta go.
6 minutes.
God's
okay.
Alright, just figure it up, go as fast as you can, don't hurt anyone.
Seize the gates, close them, and prepare to stand them off for at least a bit longer.
Yes.
rolling like a natural one in my use whatever skill and just have us go forward like into the little hole. Like, oh fuck.
Shit.
So you have, because the injured have already started being moved off into the woods prior to your last skirmish.
Mhm.
One individual is currently with them. You have 9 more with you now. One of which is the sergeant.
I think we sent 4 of the
So we have a total of 5 with us.
Yeah.
and one of them I'm gonna take their crossbow. A light crossbow if they have one.
Yes. Well, the Franz Lin crossbows are statted as light crossbows that do not have the reloading property. They get 10 shots, and then you'll need a bonus action to reload.
And I'll take his bolts, however many he has.
Some. 3.
21.
Would be 2 spare canisters plus 1 that was loaded in that has 7 in it.
So 27.
Not bad.
27 shots.
Oh, nope,
Nice.
not 200.
That is not too. Yeah, those are different numbers.
Yes, that is different.
Okay.
So, the sergeant requests to be one of the ones that comes with you.
10
And
plus
he will select 4 others that are not injured at all. Send the remainder down to assist with moving the wounded further in. In that last skirmish, due to the great bow, you did have 1 actual fatality. They will be taking that with them so he can get a proper burial at some juncture.
Yeah. All right. Shall we go back into the fray, my dear friends?
Your dear Franz.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
Let's
no.
go.
Okay.
That
Get
is
out
the
of
only
here,
option.
It is. It is. Yeah, so I think we just sort of like jump onto the rail line to get over to the cart.
Load people up.
Alrighty. You guys get over there. Probably takes some teamwork and athletics checks that I'm not going to make you roll right now. As you are having to hop the giant destroyed out section that Gaia pulled out of the tracks.
Roderick's already up there. He can be giving us all a hand up. Get us over there.
Jones got a rope, right?
You guys load up in the rail car. We established last time that everything is super well labeled.
Apparently.
Very, very
Very tiny.
clear. This is rail car for dummies right here. So you will not be having to make any checks because that check has already been made.
Press the go fast button.
Vroom vroom.
It seems to operate primarily on a lever system, lever to the left, lever to the right, with the stages of the lever indicating the movement speed, with dead center being neutral, and then a second lever being the brake.
Makes sense.
All right.
I guess we'll wait out a couple more minutes until they
Yeah.
get here.
Yeah, we wanted to wait till they see the whites of their eyes, lads.
Not that
It
close.
would be pretty much as you guys are boarding that they would begin emerging from the woods. You see row upon row. There is. Give me a perception check
Hell yeah.
Lame.
for anyone who is
That
keeping
went
up.
fucking out of my track.
15.
That's not great.
How much?
A 15.
12.
21?
Ooh. 21.
Not tree pity.
Damn. All right. Brilliant. You'll notice between 250 and 300 soldiers.
That's it?
We could take them.
Are they standing really close together? How sardine?
Lots of them are. Technically, yes. Technically, lots of them are.
Goodness.
They are in regiments or groups of 50. And you'll notice that 2 of them, wearing a different uniform, are led by Knights of the Circle.
We gotta get out of here. Oh my god.
We barely have any spell slots. They don't even counter us all that much.
They're like, is that magic? I can't really tell. I'm not feeling really magical
We
right
gotta
now.
get out of here.
Let's go.
Oh god.
Let's just be like,
And let's go indeed. You press the lever, and at first, it doesn't move. Probably makes your heart jump into your stomach a little bit.
uh-oh.
And the creek, it starts to redirect. There's probably a couple steps in this turning around process y'all missed because you don't really, have had anything explained to you. But it does start to roll, then pick up speed. Before long, you guys are.
Do they seem to take note of us going, yeah?
Oh yeah. If this didn't have like closing doors, I would be making attack rolls against you because they do take a lot of haphazard crossbow shots at you. So you're probably sitting in there while they're clanking off or like sticking in the door, just kind of like, Kind of got the other guys, like the 4 soldiers and the sergeant, are kind of like doing that thing, like sliding down in case something comes through a window.
Guy's just yelling, "Fuck you!"
No, fuck you.
They don't say it. Actions are louder than words, and their crossbow bolts are louder than some actions. So,
Roderick will just kind of be up to like one of the windows, just with his shield, plugging it up, and then just thermaturging out the top hatch.
Calm down, boys. It'll all be over soon. Don't worry about this. Just have a big sit down.
question for you: what have y'all done with the bodies that were in there?
Bodies that were in there?
Had time to do
no.
anything
The
with
ones
them.
that we killed,
The Great Folk crew.
I shot them.
Oh, right.
Shoved that we
Yeah.
they
would've-
exited the premises before we pulled away.
They were given the big toss. Got it.
We probably, would have started moving, patted them down a little bit for any extra grenades or whatever, and then gave them a little roll out the door.
These guys did not have any of the shatter balls. They did not even have any of the rotary crossbows.
No balls.
I think if anything, Serafina like pulled out arrows from them. Like, these are mine. You shot me.
You have your 2 elven arrows back. Yeah, you guys pass over them to the rain-like clatter of dozens and dozens of crossbow bolts. It's like going through a car wash, the drive-through car washes.
Singing in the rain.
The worst car wash in the world.
I don't know,
Not
sounds
great
pretty
for the paint
effective.
job. Y'all pass through, and you get over to the last 100 meters. If I could stop dropping my dice, that'd be cool.
Keep dropping them.
There, it's on the desk. Not dropped.
Roger's gonna try and heal himself up a little bit more with one of his last spell slots before getting in there.
As y'all get closer to the gate, you can see you're passing over the Messalete, and now we'll need additional perception checks.
Got it, boss.
We're rolling a few of those today.
Gaia dice.
Shit.
6.
Natural 20.
Woo! 19 plus 8.
7.
All right,
Gaia dice.
Seraphine and Apollinaire.
So
you don't
y'all
see
are
shit.
y'all are having a heart-to-heart or something
I am
because
so hurt. I am so.
Apollinaire is busy looking grim.
the other 2, however, looking out the windows, unafraid of death and the 9,700 crossbow bolts sticking into the doors.
She's sticking her head out the window.
First, you hear the sounds of what almost like combat, kind of like what you just came from.
Shit.
You look down and you see you're passing over another battlefield. The Messalete is in open riot. You see the soldiers trying to hold the line against lines of people throwing rocks, bricks, empty bottles, in some cases actual melee combat. Parts of the Messalete, large parts of it, are engulfed in flame.
Gaia essentially says "Viva la Revolution," except she says it in the I forget what that language is called. The bug people language.
Oh, Krithi?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
Weird.
Just yells
chittering
really loud.
noises.
She just starts clicking and chittering.
Yeah, no one understands you, but okay, you have...
The vibe gets across though.
Oh no.
Well, she ends it with the "Woo!"
Okay, there you go. Y'all pass over the Messalete and all of its shanty shacks and neighborhoods. You draw close to the wall. You're just a couple dozen meters to the left of the gate, taking the upward incline as you prepare to go over the wall. Are y'all wanting to jump out, or are you going to try and stop it over the wall?
Well, that depends. So at this juncture, are we having ballista angled at us or anything like that?
There are not great bowmen on the walls.
But the great
Oh.
bows are up there. But there's no people.
Yes.
Okay.
It's time to
Cool.
take some fucking grape.
Let's go. but pull that lever back a little bit to slowly get up to that wall.
All right.
We can't precisely
Make
drop.
me a intelligence check.
Ah no!
Oh
Can I aid him?
You should have a bardic or
Sure.
Help him. I have old man wisdom.
Old man
This is-
wisdom.
This isn't a gameplay challenge. This is for my entertainment.
Is it, so do I get advantage on it? Because right now it's sitting
Yes.
at a super 6. Okay.
Okay, advantage.
you
Come
got-
on.
You and Apollinaire are working together to try and figure this out.
13.
That is way better than a 6.
A little confused. There's a third lever. You're not certain what it does. That one isn't labeled.
Yank it.
Oh, a little worried. To pull a few things, and there's some protesting groans from the car, but it does come to a halt, more or less over the wall. You might have to give it a little bit of a hippie hop, but it's more or less over the wall.
All right. How
You
many-
do see soldiers below you kind of look up and up there,
like on the wall or below the wall?
below the wall,
Below the wall.
like down on the
Okay.
ground, like the skeleton crew currently operating the gate.
Do we need to go now? Jump, jump, jump.
Jump!
As
That's a
everybody's hopping out, guy's gonna pop 2 feather falls and just slap people on the back as they're heading out, and then just slap herself
much
on the
of a-
chest.
How much of a fall is it from the?
50 feet.
Wait, are y'all going to the ground or to the top of the wall?
Ooh, double.
to the
Just
top of the
up.
wall.
Oh, then it's like 6 feet.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, that's
Not
way
so
better.
far.
We don't need to feather
No,
fall shit.
You are 50 feet from the ground.
I thought you meant it was 50 feet above the wall. I was like,
No.
God damn.
50 feet from the ground. The wall is 50 feet high, so it's probably, y'all are probably 55 feet up.
Okay.
All right, so I guess everybody be prepped for
Mechanical.
when they're gonna, when people start walking up the fucking, the railway. Send it back. Return to sender.
Is that what you're doing? Is you're sending
Not
the car
yet.
back?
No,
No?
we don't
No,
see
no, not-
anybody. We gotta hold. Hold. All right, but yeah, we're jumping down on the wall. I guess we're fucking.
All right, are y'all going to the stairs to go down, or are you going to the guardhouse on the top of the wall?
Whichever one seems like it'll have the controls for any form of
Gate,
portcullis or gate.
You would guess in the guardhouse, but you
Sure.
don't know because it is a Franz Lin gatehouse or a Franz
Fuck
Lin
those
gate.
guys.
Is there a So if
That
it's
means
a
there's
Franz
maximum
Lin
shit we can
gate,
break.
yeah, that means that it's a much less. So does it go up like this? Does it go up like down? Does it fucking
Yeah, what is the
Star Trek from side to side?
It goes down,
Sides.
but again, they can't alter the walls of Griffin, so it has been like attached to the front of the regular
Or the
portcullis.
regular gates. Uh-oh.
Okay, so there's a Franz Lin like
And then a regular
gate that just falls down like a normal portcullis type kind of gate.
Yeah, there's like a regular portcullis and then like a
super.
super pressure powered, like solid door that goes down in front of it.
Okay, does it have any visible mechanisms to its motion?
Yeah, there's probably like pistons and stuff.
Do
Oh.
you? Could I throw the shatter ball at one of those, one of the pistons and have Roderick, try to break, like if it's a chain or something, right? To like.
Well, it's not a chain, but it is a variety of. It is a complex clockwork mechanism because that's the premise for Franz Lin stuff.
Okay.
So maybe we should let it go down and then break the stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Break
Yeah.
it after it's down.
Okay.
So,
Uh,
into that guardhouse up top for now. That's our best bet. That's what we have easiest access to.
So you guys
Yeah.
are running in. You do hear them starting up the stairs to get up to you guys. They are having to go straight up 50 feet though, so it'll take y'all have a few rounds of action.
Yeah.
Um,
Just
All stairs.
shoulder check into that door if there's a door to that guardhouse.
There is, it's occupied. There is another engineer type dude, like staff, just kind of sitting there. He's got his hands up before y'all make it through the door all the way. As does the singular guardsman that's in there. He is not an enforcer, he's just a soldier, and he's kind of like,
I suggest that you all lower the gates. No.
Yeah, guys, put those gates down, and then, take it high. Nobody wants to get hurt.
someone make an intimidation check at advantage, or 2 people make intimidation checks.
Who's doing it?
Let's make them ourselves. Fuck the advantage. We got
All
this.
right.
Guy's just gonna stand there with one of her hands
That's
with crackling
second
lightning in
19
it.
in a row.
There you go.
Same.
21 for me.
24. I'm not proficient in intimidation, but
Both standing there, y'all speak. There's a moment's hesitation, and then the guardman kind of elbows the engineer. You heard the man.
Crackle, crackle.
So
we hear gate.
yeah, he elbows the engineer, and the engineer's like, oh fuck yes, and then goes and starts.
I like being alive.
First-
Is this the only control panel for this door?
I could not hear what you said.
Is this the only control panel for this door?
For this one, yes.
What's it waiting me as another one?
Well, all of the other gates, each one has its own control.
Oh, okay, right.
Smart ass.
Let
me put the hammer down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While this is happening, so you said that there isn't anybody on the ballistas right now?
No.
I will shout at our 5 guys and tell them to start manning those ballistas.
That looks like boss.
Is that a good idea? There are more people coming, and that is a sitting duck.
How many stairs are how many stairwells are there?
One on either side.
So
All right. So
I mean, we'll take care of who's coming up right now.
and there are like crenellations and stuff protecting the great bows from outside, right?
No, remember the great bows are up on those wooden discs, so
Oh
they
my
don't get the
fucking
benefit
God.
of the crenellation.
Holy shit, that is dangerous as balls.
we don't. I mean, job's done, right? We don't even need to keep going with this fight. If we
You're,
can
uh,
smash
Sound
these,
like a man.
If we smash these controls, then we can just use your feather thing, jump off the walls and scurry off into the crowd. Mission's over. We can go help the other lot.
You hear boots starting to reach the top of the stairs at about the same time that the crashing of the Franz Lynn gate and the internal palisade both go closed.
Great.
I'm gonna smash the fuck out of this control panel if you wanna agree on this.
Oh shit! And just kind of
And-
like steps back while you go ham on the control panel. Make me an athletics check.
A guy is also going to shock and grasp it.
Oh. After he's done smashing it, right?
I mean, not like, ha, hammer hand,
I just need to know if they're both in contact at the same time.
while they're around the same. Yeah.
Yeah?
Bye, Roger.
I mean, I would let Roderick go hammer, and then guy would go.
Okay. Just making sure
16.
you're not zapping Roderick with that, both touching the metal at the same time.
a disadvantage on that. I'm made of metal.
Don't
I get more damage for it.
You just get advantage against
Yeah.
metal targets.
But yeah, so the the control panel's well and truly smashed to bits.
As they were starting to beat the shit out of it, I would have shillelied and stepped down the first couple steps of the stairwell.
You are met face to face. Oh yes, Kylie.
Oh, I was gonna ask, what is this like a castle stairs where you can't see down through the middle, or okay?
Yep, little tightly wrapped spiral.
Okay.
That's part of why it took 97 years for them to get up to the top hall.
Okay,
Hup, 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 hup,
that
hup.
tracks. All right. I'm behind. I'm behind Apollinaire. There was nothing I can do about the thing, so I followed him.
Gotcha. Apollinaire, you are met face to face with a soldier. They're not enforcers, they are just wearing regular chainmail. You will
Okay.
both be rolling initiative really quick. Hopefully this will be a swift one.
Okay.
2.
6.
What's your dex?
My dex is a 16.
All right, you go first.
Oh my god.
That is so sad. Unfortunately, the strategy for a bunch of soldiers charging up these stairs is shock and awe. So it's as he rounded the corner, fire was already engulfing the cane as it just jabs it into him. It's gonna be a green flame.
Roll it. Roll them.
Okay. I think he's gonna be okay.
Have you used the bardic? You have a bardic. Did you use it last
Do
time?
I still have a bardic inspiration?
How
I don't
long
know
does
if-
Bardic last?
10 minutes.
Oh yeah,
No,
it's probably.
super not, because we had 10 minutes before
Yeah.
those
Oh,
guys
okay.
arrived and we left at the last minute. Yeah, that's no, that's an 11.
Unfortunately, an 11 does miss.
He's
He'll
gonna
take
crit
a-
and kill you.
If he can deal 106 damage in one attack, then he deserves this W.
So y'all
No,
matched.
he's gonna deal 212.
Y'all
He's
matched
good.
on initiative, and now you've matched on attack rolls as he also gets an 11. y'all are having some it's the tight
I
curve.
feel
of
like
the
his was
stair.
a lot closer to hitting me than mine was to hitting him. I have an AC of 15.
Oh, okay.
My AC
He's
is
like, he has
not
an AC
high.
of 16.
But if you wish to continue this scrap, roll again, because it's just going to be a back and forth. There's only 2 people that can fit facing each other.
Natural 20.
While they're doing that, Roderick was going to run towards the other stairwell and plug that hole.
All right. Good timing, Roderick, if you would like to roll into initiative, because they are at the top of the stairs and stepping out onto the wall when you get there.
Guy would be behind Roderick.
1.
1.
Nice. Gaia, anyone who wishes to be involved?
Okay.
Holy shit. Okay.
I rolled a 16 for initiative.
19.
Cool. So, before Apollinaire goes again,
Oh.
we're just gonna.
I hope
sec-
I get to keep the attack roll since you had said it's just going to be
Sure,
back
yeah,
and
no,
forth, so
just-
I went ahead and rolled.
Fun.
Okay.
Just hold on to that.
Okay.
Two kind of go off to either section. Your allies, by the way, rolled highest in initiative, so your 5 Soldaten.
What?
Soldiers.
Our boys are French.
The 2 behind you, Apollinaire and Seraphina, remain behind you as they can't get down the stairs.
Bet.
On the other side, Gaia and Roderick, you are squaring up with the 2 soldiers that have emerged from the other side. Your friends take a couple of shots at them, the first missing.
Second one takes them in
And shoots one of them in the chest, who just goes down immediately. The sergeant has a melee weapon, so he will stand behind y'all as backup. Gaia, you had a 19, correct?
Yep.
You are second in initiative.
Okay, so there's a guy in front of Roderick.
Yeah. There's one on the ground and one standing still.
Okay, the standing one I am going to cast Create Bonfire underneath his feet.
Jesus. Okay.
Bird.
That's a dexterity
Burning
save.
hellfire.
Go ahead and roll that damage for me.
Oh, roll that beautiful bean footage. 10.
He doesn't go down, but he's screaming and trying to scrape the fire off of him as a bonfire just kind of opens up right beneath him. Truly horrifying. You can see blisters.
Is it just the 2 dudes?
2 on either side. It's
Cool.
Oh, so just only 4 people charged up these stairs?
that you can see so far.
Oof.
As on one stair, it's you and homie squaring off, and both of you have a homie behind you being like, yeah, kick his ass. And then on the other
Damn.
side, you had Roderick and Gaia square off with the two that came out of that stairwell, and then one of them immediately got shot with a crit from one of your soldiers.
Nice.
Awesome.
Get him.
Pretty bad.
Seraphina, you had a 16.
I did.
Would you like to act or hold an action, or?
I would love to take an action. I will come up behind Apollinaire, say duck, and huck the shatter ball up and over in the hopes of getting all of the people behind the one that Apollinaire is currently squaring up with.
Make me an attack roll.
Okay.
Please don't blow me up.
He just
What do you want me to add to
drops it at her
it?
feet.
Just dex.
Dex? Okay. That
Proficient in
is
grenades.
17.
17.
15 plus 2.
Pretty good.
All right. Apollinaire, make a dexterity saving throw with a +5 tacked onto it.
What? Okay. Uh-oh. All right.
Sorry.
I said this is a 1-story tall gate.
All right. Dex saving throw with a +5. So this means I have a total of +8. 16.
That is more than enough.
Okay.
Thank God.
Roll. I was like, all right, I've got a +5. Rolls an 8. Ah, fuck. It's not good at all.
All right. And Seraphina, did you have written down the specifics?
I
If
did.
not, I have it pulled up, so that is fine. Just took me a
Okay.
second.
It's basically like my shatter spell, isn't it?
It is the same amount of damage, but it is a dexterity saving throw on a set DC,
Okay.
and it is a 15-foot radius.
Mm-hmm.
The guy in front seems. Oh, you do still need to roll the full damage because it is half on a fail, not 0.
Yep. Oh, buddy. 14. 17 points of damage.
You hear that the cracking sound of the metal expanding rapidly, followed by almost like someone's like whisking the walls with like metal wires or something. It's very rapid as the shrapnel all kind of bounces off the stairwell. The guy in front of you seems to take a bit of the blast, but you can hear gurgles and screams from further down.
Do I take damage?
No, you did not.
Oh.
You were treated as having cover, which functionally against things like that gives you evasion.
Cool. Nice. Not stabbed.
Nope.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right.
We count it as a dub.
We do count it as a dub. So we had 20, 19, 16. What was yours, Roderick? 1. All right.
1.
Now, Apollinaire, roll that crit.
Okay. Someone tells me he won't be alive anymore. 'Cause
Probably,
it's
but
max
Red mist.
plus additional dice, right?
He said, "I'm gonna chop this head off before he hits the ground."
Okay.
With a cane.
Is a flaming stave, all right, at the moment. So if it's max plus 18 plus 25, 30 damage to the front runner,
all right.
plus
You-
7 damage if somebody is directly behind him to that guy.
No damage. Expands pass.
That sucks.
But yeah, y'all had been kind of like tagging at each other, kind of around the corner, but then he's taken off guard by the explosion behind him, clearly in pain, and you take the opportunity to cave his head in down to the chin. He collapses. Things are now their turn.
Wait, no, not me.
You're last.
Shit. Didn't they already go?
Can
Like they got up to the top, right?
On my turn, I'm assuming we don't hear more movement from the stairwell that we're in.
Yeah.
I assume we can hear that there's other like there's sounds of combat coming from the other stairwell, right?
Well, yeah. For that, you would definitely be able to hear. Well, not much combat. You kind of heard of a stay where you are, followed by oh, and then
You just see Paul Nair, a single tear. That's my girl.
That's
Oh,
that,
no.
that. I don't think that's no. No, it's not the teaching. I would just like. I know I don't have a roll or anything to add to it. I just would just like to shout into the ether of if there's anybody farther down these stairs, and hopefully those guys at the top of the other stairwell can hear. You all do not have to die. Please stand down.
well, there's no one for you to speak to over at your stairwell.
Yeah, like I said, hopefully if there's anybody way down near the bottom, it would echo down, and hopefully the guys at the top of the other one would hear.
Roderick and Gaia, and your two dudes. The guy who is in the bonfire throws himself back into the stairwell, and you hear continued screams and stuttery footsteps. It is your turn, Roderick.
Did he just like move away on fire?
Yeah, he was in the bonfire, and I checked, and you take the damage if you end there, or the first time you enter it on your turn. So he was able to leave it without taking the burn damage, but having taken as much as he did last round, just went back the way he came.
Roderick is going to jump through the bonfire and pick up. So is the dude who had the crossbow bolt in him like turbo dead?
That would be a medicine check.
Sure.
Also, guy would use a reaction to drop concentration on the bonfire if.
You wouldn't even need to. You
Rock-
can drop it for free.
Oh,
It's-
cool.
16 plus stuff. 24.
Well, and wouldn't have Roderick gotten an AOP when he left at the
They
top?
were not.
Oh,
They were not
okay.
at melee range. They were like
Oh, okay.
15 feet away.
Oh, okay.
He is alive, but unconscious.
Cool. Yeah, I'll run over to him, and my action. Would you allow me to pick this guy up and administer first aid to him in the same action?
He's unconscious, currently an object interaction to pick
Yeah, I
up.
was getting ready to say, I'm pretty sure that's rules is written anyway.
Cool.
Not conscious, therefore.
I will do that, and I mean I can't really save the guy who's running away on fire, but Roderick will stand there with this guy stable in his arms, and prepare to essentially plead that anyone else that comes up that stairs doesn't need to die. I'll stay near the top, not moving down any, but I have a nearly dead person, which I'm assuming stable. Or if I was doing a medicine check, do I need to roll another medicine check for that?
I'll let you fold it in as
Okay,
all part of the
sure.
same one.
And essentially be like, yeah, I that's too much for me to do on my turn. But the next person that comes up, I'm just going to be like, here.
You're not in initiative anymore.
Okay,
so.
cool. Then the next person that comes up, I'll be like,
Listen, take your friend. No one else needs to die. The gate ain't opening. You're fighting against the people, not for them. Just live.
Y'all wait a moment. Y'all listen. No one else comes up either staircase.
I guess after a little while, I would probably go try to help that guy who got set on fire. Making sure he's not just like falling at the bottom of the stairs and is just like bleeding out with a broken neck or something.
You do not see him when you go to look. You make your way down the stairs. You can see it at the top of the stairs, a few soot marks where he was bouncing off the wall on his way down, probably in a panic.
Poor fella.
But you don't see anyone at the bottom.
Um,
For the rest of you, what are y'all doing as y'all are no longer in initiative? It appears that these are the only 4 here at the gate.
Where they got bamboozled.
I run back to the cart to see if it's still active. Like, there's got to be like lights and things, right? Because
There are no lights.
at all, or like
No, I mean, like, there's just, they don't come with lights, so.
Oh, okay.
You can mess with one of the levers like a little bit to see if it starts to give it any juice, and just
Yeah,
immediately
it would-
slam the brake.
That was more of a flavor thing. You can test it to see if it's active.
Yeah.
And at this moment, it is still active.
Okay. Then I shout to everyone and goes, they still haven't gotten the trains done. We gotta keep moving up the layers. As long as we have this cart, we have to move up the layers. They can't get through the gate. We need to keep going.
Can we?
Is the Palisades down, right? The not the Franzlin one. Or I mean,
Both-
like they're both
Both are closed.
Franzlin ones. Okay,
Are we-
cool.
Gate big closed.
The soldier that was up there and the engineer still up here.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. Guy would tell the soldier to drop all of his weapons.
Oh, he probably already has at this juncture.
Okay. Just go home. If you have a wife, just kiss her and appreciate what you have. Do not. I would take your armor off and just go home. Appreciate your family. This is the same thing to you. And looking at the engineer.
Engineer takes off. The soldier, kind of like frozen for a minute. Thank you. And then takes off after him. They are both gone the way of the burning man very quickly.
The way of the burning man.
Is it clear that without a shadow of a doubt that the controls to raise or lower these gates cannot be like repaired?
Not without extensive work, no.
And it doesn't seem like there would be any other way for people to force it open.
Visually, it looks like it would take siege equipment to get in through that gate.
Did we see any siege equipment with the army that was coming?
No.
Okay.
Hey.
They didn't even come with great bows. It seemed like they'd kind of done the whole, like, everyone get your asses out here now kind of thing.
Which was what we intended, so that works. Thumbs up. Okay.
Guy's just gonna look at it real quick because she doesn't really understand technology. It's like, Franzlin thing open?
Seraphina,
Okay.
since you
Let's
went
go.
out to check on the rail car, will you also, I noticed, had a lot of them today, probably not going to be the last one. Roll me a perception check.
Okay. Perception is 15.
15. You don't see much detail, but you realize that the sounds of fighting aren't all coming from the Mesalete on the outside of the wall. You can hear some fighting taking place within the 4th layer as well. And after a little bit of a scan, you can kind of see at different points groups clashing in the city itself.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think I just doubled down. We can be useful in other places. Let's go.
Right, let's go.
Where are y'all going? And how?
These chaps here. Keep on pushing through.
I
Be
mean,
quiet.
Yeah, you're very hard to hear, Kent. At least when the voice mod was on.
I think it had more to do with how far the mic was from his face, because it looked like it had kind of dropped down a fair bit.
Hello.
I was saying we should leave it. We should leave these chaps on the wall. Keep on
Yeah.
going.
So where y'all heading to?
We're heading down the track to wherever the big major station's at for one of the operations is supposed to be had.
So we can either assist with the Franz Lin, we can either assist with the destruction of the rail car if it doesn't get destroyed as we're traveling up, or we can go assist with the armory. Those were the three other ones that we didn't do.
The track would take us directly towards the station one.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, probably Gaia probably needs a short rest so she can get a couple spell slots back.
I don't know if
you want her to be useful for the destruction of anything, but we can try.
How long would it take for the rail car to get to that rail station where they were attacking?
Probably 10 or 15 minutes. But you do have to go over 2 more walls.
Right. I would like to point out that alternatively, DM said there's people fighting inside the first layer.
In the fourth layer.
In the fourth layer, sorry. I flipped the number.
Ground floor,
system.
yeah.
Yeah. The first like actual inside the city walls. We can start rallying people to push towards because right now it's just those individual forces making those individual attacks. We could start getting a army to start just going up.
It's not a bad idea.
We already have Roderick on our side.
I think if we ran into any quote-unquote street fights between rioters and the soldiers and we just showed up and mopped the soldiers, I think that'd be a pretty convincing case of hey, come with us. We'll make sure you don't die.
Yeah,
that's what
let's
I'm
do
saying.
it. Yeah.
All right.
Bodley, any opinions?
Yeah, let's do it.
I see people all easing up. Let's help them. So we gonna grab our boys. Grab our boys, and we're gonna.
I'll go looking for trouble, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna start hunting down these street fights and just throwing as we march towards the next gate.
How much time are y'all gonna dedicate to collecting soldiers?
It's just something we're doing along the way, right?
I'd say we wouldn't go any more than maybe 60 feet to a side.
Yeah.
60 feet either side as we went forward.
So when you say as you move forward, you're heading up to the gate to the third layer?
Yeah.
From the gate between the fourth and Carnival?
Yep.
Alright. So we're going to make this a little bit of a skill challenge so that we're not sitting here and rolling out 37 fights.
Are you sure? Come on.
We don't have enough sessions for that, so yes, I'm very sure.
We can roll really quick.
So what are each of you doing, and what resources are you expending as you do this? You may each pick a skill, describe it to me creatively. Doesn't have to be a standard usage of the skill, you just have to justify it to me. Kylie.
Yes.
I was just picking someone so he didn't sit there quietly.
Yeah, no. I already had an idea. So what I would like to do is, as we are going down, I have my longbow out, and as we are going up the main road, gate to gate, I'm just picking people off and hoping that this quick action acts as a persuasion check for people. So it's as we sort of just mob up through, people go, oh, hell yeah, and just follow us as we move up.
So what skill are you using for the skill challenge?
Persuasion?
Persuasion?
Yeah.
All right. Roll it.
is going to be 28.
28. You guys are moving forward. Seraphina is taking shots at groups that are fighting. Something y'all will notice without even needing to roll a perception check is it seems like there's ununiformed people on both sides of the conflict. More so on the Order of the Dawn side. But there weren't that many members of the Order of the Dawn. But you see people not wearing Roderick's armor fighting side by side with y'all's soldiers. Things seem to have escalated a fair bit, and you begin to accumulate a bit of a following as you make your way towards the gate to the carnival. Started off with 5, 8, 10, 17. Who would like to go next?
Me.
Gaia, what you doing?
Gaia will cast Minor Illusion 30 feet above her, and just create the symbol of the Order of the Dawn, and have it shift between that and a fox standing triumphantly over a nobleman. Just flicking in between that, just trying to be almost like the flag bearer of the group. And trying to keep an eye out, using her cats as best as she can, for people who seem like particularly like inspired by it potentially.
You're
Muted.
Muted, boy.
It's about now,
Can you make it?
after all the action at the gatehouse, that you realize you haven't seen your cats since the gatehouse.
Shit.
Bro, I see my cat right now. What you mean?
Shit.
Right there.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Well, same thing, no cats.
Alright,
Don't need them anyways. Fuck them.
roll it.
Who needs cats?
I just
Am I
realized
right?
I've broken the tip off of my D8, and I'm very sad about that.
Oh
I'm
no.
breaking stuff.
14.
14. You're keeping an eye out. The being the flag bearer seems to do more for morale than anything else. You get a handful of people shouting out your title. The field foxes are here, and they know that generally that means hellfire's coming, and they seem a little bit more enthusiastic about the fight when they see you guys coming, and you do continue to add to your numbers somewhat. Not quite in the volume that Seraphina was getting, but the fewer people you do have seem more enthused. Who would like to go next?
Sure. So, DM, what I would like to do, it's a kind of two-pronged effect here. This is like I said, this is more narrative in use. So rather than specifically using any particular spell, I would like to use a spell slot worth of basically fire. Like I want a 4th level spell worth of fire as we march up this promenade or whatever, however this main street is, attempting to basically kind of doing a twofold thing. It is like yelling out and calling out as we're hitting each of these clashes, in equal parts, attempting to be like this giant show of strength that is meant to be like a solidifying and gravitational force for our people, for the people that look on us as their allies, and equal parts terrifying to our enemies. So like dually, flame is safety and home and where your family is, but then also flame is terrifying, it is a force of nature, flee from it. And I would like to use animal handling. because at least part of the time as this is we're going around and calling out, sound a little bit more like this.
I'm iffy on whether to let that one, so I'm actually going to put it up to the dice on whether we allow that one or not. Because
It
that
is
seems
strictly
I
narrative.
understand.
It's worse. It's worse or equal to any of my charisma-based skills.
In that spirit, we'll go. I can't sit on calling it animal handling, but we will have it be an ambiguous charisma-based skill along those lines of
Okay.
intimidation, persuasion.
Damn it, it's animal handling, Doug. Don't fucking. Okay. So I get to use my charisma to this.
I don't know what animal handling in 5e uses.
Wisdom.
So. Weird.
I'm proficient, so it'd be either a +5 or a +8. What do you want me to roll it?
Go with the lower of the two.
+5. Okay. You just don't like that I call it animal handling.
Animal handling is for animals.
Yeah.
Not people.
People
Devil.
are animals.
People are animals, but we have separate skills for that. That's what persuasion pretty much is.
Yeah. People are cattle. Depending on who you're talking to. 21.
21. Fantastic. And you had that 4th level spell slot to spend, or was that just
I did.
descriptive? Okay.
No, I do. I had it. We got that short rest. I got both my spell slots back.
Excellent.
Hey.
And I got one.
Yeah, that's actually pretty
When-
good.
When you're using that fire, what are you doing with the fire itself?
Like I said, it's just as we are like just using it in the combats themselves into as a just there's fire along this promenade. Like as we are marching, there is flame.
You should make it into a trail that follows us through the entire city.
I'd say
So
almost like on either side, not just directly behind, but just laying out a red, almost like a red carpet, but just on our sides. And my cat is clawing at me under my desk.
That's how they show love.
He's just mad because I
last-
keep using my hands for stuff, and it goes past him. It does not like that particular. It does not like motion. Repeatedly past this person.
As you seize the fires of hell to intimidate your foes and bolster the will of your allies, your numbers swell. And as you draw closer to the gate, just a few city blocks away, you have nearly 100 people with you. They're chanting, "Burn the invaders, burn the governors." They are full of rage and inspired by your incendiary antics.
Animal handling.
Oh.
Roderick, that leaves yourself.
So then this previous roll was not an intimidation roll then, right?
Technically, no.
I mean, it's one of my lower skills, but I'm gonna have Roderick in there helping with both Seraphina and all of us, right? But using thaumaturgy to essentially help herald that the people are coming and that they will literally and figuratively rise to save Griffin, as they are just going to make a path through this entire city and take back what's theirs.
Expending any
Beauty.
resources for it?
Thaumaturgy? I don't got
All
much
right.
resources to spend on it.
Hey, gotta ask. Alright. Know the drill?
16 plus
Roll.
2? 18.
Very well. You guys have quite the force and quite riled up due to your methods of encouragement / assistance. A lot of fire involved in your inspirational strategies. You guys are down to the last block. You're now in eyesight of the gate itself. And behind you, probably close to 150 soldiers, fighters, warriors of the rebellion. In combination, it is a mixture of armed and armored warriors of the rebellion and like Jim with a steak knife. So.
But Jim is pissed.
Oh, he is so pissed. And he's shouting at the top of his lungs to burn the invaders. You do see in front of you probably a good 25 enforcers, as well as great bows, actively launching their missiles into the city. A couple in your direction. The first volley do not hit, and your crew kind of plaster themselves into the alleyways just a couple 100 feet away from the gate. Having met this solid resistance for the first time, knowing what the enforcers in their Franz Lin equipment can do, perhaps wondering what to do next, you hear a familiar voice.
Howdy-ho!
Yes, that is exactly the voice that you hear.
Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Mr. Hank is here to save the day. Let's go.
I am sorry. Wrong shell.
You see Mazzanti, also in the alleyway with you, poking his head out of a side door. This way. He apparently has a French accent for the moment. I'll have to redirect. But he's waving frantically at you and pointing at a door.
I need to
Serpina
make
said, sus.
yeah, I need to make an insight check. He's
Roll
open.
it.
I can't.
Racist.
Yes. 18.
What'd you say?
An 18.
18. He seemed scared. He doesn't seem deceptive initially with what you've seen so far. You are going on him, opening a door and being like, this way, over here.
I like put my bow away, grab my swords, and tell the, like, I guess we follow.
You guys, go ahead.
What's the name?
Me, first of all. And a few of the others. You guys go down. It's exactly what he said. You see, basically this is a basement entrance. Not unlike the one for the Seven Jesters where it is alleyway access, but much, much, much smaller. This is not for a large facility. This is like for a restaurant or a cobbler, whatever simple small building is here on the street. There's probably like 7 or 8 members of the order, kind of banged up, bloodied. Couple of them seemingly unconscious, but alive laying on makeshift beds. Mazzanti just kind of looks over at you, and he is a little banged up. He's not like cut up, but I mean, it's probably the most excitement this boy's ever seen in his life of luxury and wealth. And you can tell on his face that this is the most excitement he's seen in his life of luxury and wealth. He's got the kind of bug eyes going on. Whew. I'm very glad you're here. Good, you're alive. I'm struggling to find the right accent tonight.
This is all business. What's the status report?
On the other side of the street, a few buildings down, is Valentine. The Seven Jesters was compromised. Kind of points generally in the direction of the gate. Once the fighting broke out in earnest, they kind of locked everything down. We could not get back in. So what do we do?
What are our current resources?
I've got these guys. We're a little bit scattered. I have not spoken to Valentine since he went that way.
How close together were the great bows?
Trying to remember without actually opening the Tailspire map. I want to say they were like 30 or 40 feet
Apart?
Yeah.
Were there
from
only
the
two?
main gate. And then after that, they're like, 100 meters apart or something.
Right. Which those ones aren't in effective range of firing at people assaulting the gate.
No, the
ones
gate
that are
has
way
its
farther
two.
out. Right. And they're only about 40 feet apart.
From the gate. 40 feet
Right.
from the gate.
Oh, they're 40 feet each way.
Oh.
That's
30 or 40. Oh, fuck it. I'll pull up the Tailspire map.
I think we should find Pascal and try to regroup what we have here.
I'm going to send a message to Pascal using my Fox, asking, we're in the fourth layer. Where are you? We'll come to you.
Your silver message fox runs off. It's going to take an exact amount of time to reach Pascal as it takes me to bring up this Tailspire map.
Amount of time. I says it's the more time we give them to regroup and organize themselves, the worse it will be for us. We must keep them on the back foot if we wish to increase our chances of success.
I think going to Pascal will allow that to happen.
You are very far away, Gaia. I
thought-
can't hear you. You are very quiet.
I thought he had just said that he was only a couple streets away.
So the gate itself is 30 feet wide, and they are only 15 feet off of it in either direction, so they are 60 feet apart. 15 feet off of the gate.
So they are within 60 feet of each other?
They are 60 feet apart. But there's a 60-foot bubble would fit between them.
Right. So you think a wall of fire could hit behind both, or in front of, I guess, both great bows? A 60-foot line.
The
You
wall
would-
of fire would fit perfectly between them.
Oh.
A 65-foot wall of fire would hit one, and a 70-foot wall of fire would hit both.
Sake. Okay.
So wait, these things are exactly
70 feet apart from each other.
okay.
There's a 60-foot space between them.
Right, but
Unfortunate.
okay.
Okay,
So
I
like
can't obscure both.
63 feet apart.
Okay, so I can't do that.
Yeah, I thought his name's escaping me. The guy had
Yeah.
said that Pascal had just left.
Mazzanti said that Pascal had left earlier and was a few streets over.
Oh, okay.
I said you sounded very far away when you were leaning away.
Ah,
Yeah.
Huh.
You were like over here. And I was like, I cannot tell what is being. Also,
What? Remind me real quick, Serafina, what was in your message to Pascal?
We are the field boxes are in the fourth layer. Tell us where you're at. We'll come to assist.
You get a response message that is a simple address.
I mean, it's a physical manifestation, so everybody can hear it. So I go,
Okay. How
All right,
close
let's-
is that address?
I know where that is.
Hey, I would hope that either myself or Roderick would know where that is.
You would at least know the street. It is probably a 10-minute hustle through back alleys from where you're at.
Oh, let's go get him.
yeah, let's go.
You guys head off. Are you leaving your bulk force here,
Leaving our
holding it
mob.
down? Or yeah, your mob.
Yeah.
Our mob. I guess so.
Yeah.
We have to.
Yeah,
Sergeant
all good.
basically says, "We'll keep them in line until you get back."
Very well. Let's go.
You guys head off, just the four of you. As you head off, you feel almost as much as you hear an explosion from further up in the city.
Good job, guys. Nice.
Just going.
You guys head over, you get to the address, and it is a house, just a residence.
Dear God.
It's terrifying.
Okay. So,
Go in.
better safe than sorry. Rap on the door several times. Just kind of hold everybody up for a second before just barging in. Just thinking. Nothing to kill.
Bestwood!
Listen, you idiot.
Do we know
Huh.
a password?
Everyone just yells at the same time.
Broken tree.
It's yellow password.
You hear a clatter, and you look up to see someone leaning over with a crossbow. Sees you and is like, "It is the foxes!"
Yeah, we are.
You hear someone,
Foxy as hell.
"Come on in, come on in."
Get in.
You guys head in, and you can see what was once probably a cute little kitchen has been destroyed. The table has been, the tables and chairs have all been pushed out of the way. The counters swept clean, and an incredibly crude, sketch of the city has been made just directly on the wood's surface. You see Valentine Pascal leaning over it, using kitchen implements as points on this makeshift sand table. And there's probably about 10 or so people down here with him. So we move along here. Ah, Serafina, Roderick, Guy, Apollinaire, you're alive.
Yes.
That's right.
Why do you say it like that?
You can't hear my inner thoughts.
Alright, well, we got a mob of about 150 over here at the gate to the front layer, so, what's the next step of the plan? There's some big ass bows out there, and a lot of people get hurt if we try to just siege them up front.
Right, that is why I'm here. Once they broke into the Seven Jesters, there was quite a bit of fighting on the Carnival area. We fell back here because we had more troops here, but we do need to get closer. I am
Well-
unsure how to get through the gate en masse.
Also, we have about 300 of them trapped outside of the city walls. We shut the gates behind us.
Good. That is excellent. We saw them beginning to rally, and that is when we gave the order to begin operations, but we were not sure how far they made it before our other activities were brought to their attention.
I would not bet that they will not make it back in. It is only a matter of time.
There are a few things we need to know before we know what to make the next step, but we need to rally. We have a point within Carnival as the secondary location, but we need to get there, at least a few of us, at least me.
If we can break through the gate, we can continue gaining momentum, more people gathered. They will have to realize they are beaten eventually.
You think we can get through the gate with the number of soldiers we have?
If we can find a way to disable the great bows. Yes.
Of equal import, I think, is the enforcers.
I
The
think
soldiers
so.
we can fight in man-on-man combat.
Did we see how many of the what kind of formation were the enforcers kind of gathered up in?
25 enforcers in a line.
And just in a straight line across?
Yes.
Firewall.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Well, it says, and they're just like side by side by side by side, so just 25, just boom, 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 boom. Boom.
They're basically doing the shield wall.
Right.
Apollinaire, if you can create a wall of fire in front of them.
Diameter. I can get all but one of them. If it's a 25-foot long line, I can make wall of fire into a 20-foot diameter ring. I could get all but one in that.
I mean, it would be
Correct?
if each one takes up a 5-foot square.
Right.
Yeah, that would be 125 feet.
125. I'm sorry. I'm struggling. Okay.
You could
so
get
no,
all but 13.
Which I would imagine that, you know,
Uh,
if they're all in formation, like one person's not taking up a 5-foot square.
if they're close to each other, I can deal with a solid portion of them. I mean,
That
if
is
we
well and
can-
good. But how do we get through the gate afterwards?
how tall is the wall?
50 feet.
I mean, what is our plan for getting through now?
They don't have one, that's why
They don't
they're
have
kind of
one.
all sitting home.
So, okay, how many crossbows do we have right now?
Franz lean or otherwise.
Doesn't matter.
Really? Yeah.
Because my thought is, because how tall is your wall of fire?
20 feet.
20 foot high. Yeah.
Because if we can pick out some buildings that are taller than that, we can just snipe down. Don't you think? Because we'd be too close for the ballistas, right? Because what's the
His primary concern was even if you eliminated the actual
there are a lot
soldiers,
of-
they have the same Franz Lin and Palisade combination that you just locked on their soldiers in the front.
Oh yeah.
Gaia, are you able to? Do you have anything left to put people up on top of the wall, perhaps? No.
I can only go the other way.
What?
People falling down walls.
Oh, I see.
I don't.
Could we perhaps scale the wall elsewhere? I am not
Perhaps.
I'm not a climber. Kind of gestures at his prosthetics. But
That's true. We just need to get enough people up top to be able to get it open.
we need to get to the meeting space.
Right, but if we have 150 people out here that are not very useful if we cannot get some through. If we could feasibly get some through, the more I'm just gonna repeat myself, is the more time we give them to focus and rally and plan to counter us, the worse off we are.
I am just unsure if we could seize the wall. Even were we get the gate open.
I mean, we just spent time getting back from the first wall.
So for quick context, I'm going to interject. There were like people on the walls besides the Great Bowman. So it was a fully staffed defense here.
It's fully so. It's a whole bunch of soldiers up there, plus the 25.
I'm
plus
gonna
the
give
bows.
I'm gonna give this to you without having to roll a check because y'all have seen a fair bit. Plus, you're speaking with Valentine. It seems like they
Fudge.
abandoned the front wall and kind of just reinforced here instead. Like they were
Right.
cutting their losses.
Gotcha.
Okay. So would you say it's more important to just bring you to the meeting point then?
I
make
need to
sure
see
your
how
safety-
I need to see how the other missions went.
Okay, here's what we can focus on getting ourselves and you over there well. We can leave Misanti and whatever officers are with.
Basanti is alive?
Yes.
Good for him.
But with Misanti and whatever other officers are with, they are a mob. With the mob, tell them to continue doing what we were doing on our way here. Gather up more people willing to take the fight. Secure as much of the force layer as possible. And wait for a signal to march on the main gate. On this gate. Into Carnival.
I think
Basanti, that's-
barricading and reinforcing their point, where they are now, wouldn't be a bad idea.
They can swell their numbers even more than they already are, and be ready when we present an opportunity to get through that gate. I think that would be wise. And then but we will focus on getting Pascal and ourselves further in.
The only way that I know that we can get up and over is going back to the first gate where we have the cart.
How
And so-
high is the track still about 50 foot up off the ground?
No, once it gets within the city, it goes down to ground level.
Yeah, but what about that wall?
Yeah,
Does it dip back up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we just except they're gonna see us. I mean,
that's the like I don't have anything to scale a wall.
DM, how advantageous would heat metal be on some of those things that hold the wall up or pin them into place, or however these pistons and stuff work?
I would roll for it.
You would roll for it?
I would roll for it when you did it. Because
Okay.
Oh,
that is not something you would have experience with.
All right. How thick are these gates?
The gates?
Yeah.
hella thick, extra thick.
They are about 15 feet wide.
No. I mean, like piercing through. How thick?
Like through the stone?
You said that they were. I thought that they were metal gates that were
That's
coming down.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Is like, what part were you trying to penetrate?
Right. I was asking how thick the front of the gate is.
The Franz Lin like blast door type thing that they're using.
Yeah.
Because that's not a simple question because it's not just like a sheet of metal. It's an apparatus, but it probably consists of 3 or 4 inches of metal total if you were to collapse it down.
Cool.
So we currently are at. Try to just bust down the gate with magic.
I understand that you have.
Or suicide run across rails and hope they just don't murder the fuck out of us.
I understand you have particular talents, but maybe something a little more mundane.
Do you have clapping hooks, Lance?
You got some change we could.
Use perhaps.
Some change?
Chains.
Yes, you have
Chains. Oh,
change. What's your ATM?
we definitely have some rope or chain, or could get some from some of these houses.
Do
How
you
far
have an
away
idea?
Climb, I guess.
We could try to skill the wall farther down.
We could not take many people. It would draw too much attention, but the 5 of us. Maybe. Although I am open to ideas. I am a strategist, not a infiltrator.
Hey, well, Yana, can you still turn into a little bird cat and just go up to the gate and press the button to open the fucker up?
I could.
I mean, you saw the fella open the other one, right? Or close it.
No, the gate is beside the point. They're like
There's
whether or
too
not
much going
there's
on.
too many people.
Yeah. Because there's a ton of soldiers on top that any one person would get mobbed.
But
There.
I could take one end of the rope up the wall.
Yeah.
There we go. Sit with wall. So if we go further down the wall, they are going to be busy. We'll tell our people to be busy making a ruckus. Don't get close enough to where they will be engaged upon, but make sure that they are keeping an eye on the general vicinity. And then we go a little further down. Hopefully, fewer soldiers. Get up, get down.
This is nerve-wracking.
This is Pascal saying this shit?
Yes.
Yes.
I've not climbed a 50-foot wall before, so while under potential incoming fire and needing to fight a battle afterwards.
You will go up
First
first. We will have some of us go up on the wall first to make sure that you will make it up. We
Yeah,
cannot
you get-
afford to let you get injured.
If you get me up there first, I can pull you up the rest of the way. Not a big deal.
And you won't die if you fall, as long as I am still alive.
Oh, that is good. I like not dying from falls. As y'all settle on this plan, he sends some people off to scavenge for rope, grappling hooks, although much more likely is what could be used as a grappling hook, because that's not a thing that people just have most of the time. And as
Okay.
Pascal directs people to acquire things so that y'all can execute this next stage of your plan, we're going to go on break. It is a nice, tasty 8:57 p.m., 3 minutes early.
Oh my goodness.
Jeez. So we'll see you guys here shortly. We're going to get some snacks, use a restroom, stretch our legs, and then come back so we can give you guys the best performance we possibly can. We're practically Hollywood. We have to do things up to a quality degree. So
Yeah,
we'll
for
see you
sure.
guys here shortly. Yeah, I got the backing of the squad, so you
My
know
cat is ignoring me.
that we're awesome. See you guys here shortly.
Who do we have catering tonight?
Welcome back from our extended break. We're about to get this party started back again with Blood and Silver here on Hard Knock Dice. The first half of our session, our heroes kind of broke back into the city that they had previously fled out of. Seeing a large contingent of incoming soldiers, which was the whole point of the mission they were on, they booked it, getting onto the rail car that had been sent after them. They made it back into the city, getting through the first gate with very little difficulty, collecting a large group of warriors, revolutionaries, and rabble, and made their way up to the second interior gate, where they met with Valentine Pascal, their general and strategist, and they are negotiating or strategizing with said strategist how to get into the next layer of walls. I believe they had settled on a one-by-one sneaky snake approach using a rope to get in, not forcing their way in, just the group of them and Valentine Pascal, so they can meet up with some of the other lieutenants and figure out how their missions went. So, that being said, party! When we left, Valentine had sent his dudes out to go get you guys some rope, chain, and makeshift grapnels. During the first half of the session, our heroes. Oh god. Just gonna ignore that. I have to. You have been provided with a lot of rope. Probably will have to be tied together, as it is not like, 100-foot length.
1,000 feet of rope.
With a chunk of rope that probably looks a little bit like one of those bedsheet ropes from an early Disney movie, because they are all tied together, and a crossbar of sorts, not exactly a grapnel, but it'll hold it through the crenellations. And that is your access tool there.
Hell yeah.
Haugers.
I am unaccustomed to this type of leadership, so I think I will leave this one to you. He's more of a command from the office kind of strategist, not a I'm in the mix trying to stay alive kind of strategist. So
He's over there using the stapler as a representation of our forces. Like,
yeah,
great.
I guess the first thing we need to do is figure out, like, where Gaia. This safe is a relative term at this point, but where Gaia can fly up, to like post this rope so we can start.
Yeah, with the
Climbing.
less populated section of wall.
so Gaia is going to scout a less populated section of wall, and then is going to fly the crossbar up there. Was that the strategy?
Correct.
All right. So Gaia, I will need from anyone who's trying not to be seen from the wall, I will need a stealth check, and Gaia, from you, I will need an investigation
Right,
check.
Hey,
I'm so stealthy.
gotta get the Gaia dice. Gaia dice have not failed me so far. Investigation.
Don't smile like that.
21.
Good God.
It's Gaia.
God damn.
Where do wings go?
Big ol' wings.
She used illusion to hide it.
A very good illusion. I'm not sensing them anywhere over here.
Abjuration, illusion, same thing. Transmutation, sorry. Wrong school of magic.
This is the BBEG, folks.
Adorable.
Terrifying.
I rolled a dirty 20 for my stealth.
Apollinaire.
18!
Roderick.
1.
Why do you
Gaia.
suck, bro?
21.
That investigation was also 21, correct?
Done it one. Hell yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. You asked for stealth.
Yes.
Stay winning. Oh, wait. Shit. Hold on. Wait. Whoa, now, whoa.
That is not good. 4.
God damn.
The Gaia dice have failed me.
Guys!
Valentine rolled a nat 20 for his stealth check, so.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Okay.
All right, so yes, you guys are creeping along very silently, except for the clang, 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 clang from your own personal fire-filled suit of armor, walking along behind you. Gaia, you see it. It's perfectly spaced between great bows. There's a dark alley that goes like right up near it, and it doesn't seem to have soldiers immediately there. You think you could probably get the crossbar in place and the rope drop down without being seen, without drawing attention.
Okay.
You get up there. You place the crossbar. You lower the rope. Yeah. What's that fucking cat doing there? Kill it!
Wow, Jesus Christ. Ken, I didn't know you worked on this wall.
God damn. And I need to know what your AC and cat form is.
Oh, shit.
I don't know what the fuck that would be.
Pretty sure it's like 20, 22.
It's just 10 plus dex, right?
Probably.
Probably.
Do I get a dex bonus because I'm a cat and cats are dexterous?
You're the wild shape user, not me.
12.
12. Nice.
Alright, first bolt hits you as you're circling gracefully for 5 points of damage.
Minus 3 because of great armor.
No.
Wait a minute. What?
You guys do see this. You see two guys that were kind of walking on a casual patrol. You can't hear the words exactly at this distance, but you kind of see one point, look at the other. They both talk and they both raise their crossbows and fire a bolt at Gaia, one of them sailing wide, but the other striking her. What are you doing in this moment?
Gaia
Mm-hmm.
will probably furl her wings and drop down, like below the line of sight of the wall, but like try to stay like close.
Are you trying to fake having been shot down, or are you just diving?
Let's go with faking being shot down.
Okay.
Hell
Make
yeah.
me a deception check.
Let them know.
All right, Gaia dice. I've thrown you off the table. I'm sorry.
Nuts.
It's probably for the best.
Nice throw.
I'm petting the cat, so that'll give you good luck.
Pet.
Come on, Callie.
What the
Give him
what the
good luck.
cat doing?
6.
Being pet.
Nice. Convincing.
I'm just saying, they get 2 checks, and you have a chance, having rolled the first one.
Oh, that's unfortunate. They're so trusting. With low.
The other one kind of runs over to the edge. The first one, the one that hit you, was like, got him. Then the other's like, I don't think so. Kind of runs up to the edge and leans over, and immediately spots Roderick and goes, holy shit, it's the foxes!
Pew!
What do y'all do? Everyone will get an action before we do initiative.
That dude just stuck his head out over the side and looked down at us.
Yeah, I pull out my bow and
Roll them.
Oof.
Well, they're
He does have cover.
25.
Wisdom saving throw on the guy with an arrow in him.
Gaia?
The guy that she just rolled a 25 on.
Oh, the one that she just shot. I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about before that. I was like, what? Did both
Yeah.
yours miss, Apollinaire?
Yeah. My highest roll was a 13, so I'm pretty sure.
Seraphina, go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
And what's your DC to beat?
16.
Roll it.
Unknown.
Oh,
No.
great. 9 points of piercing damage.
Nice. Nice roll.
Also 9 points of necrotic damage.
The arrow strikes him, and almost immediately afterwards, the arrow reverberates, sending shockwaves through his body, and he
Ow.
falls off the wall 50 feet to
Great.
kind of squash at the
Painful.
paving stones in front of y'all.
Gaia would go onto the ledge and turn back into Gaia form. Can't
The ledge,
remember.
like the wall?
Yeah.
Okay, well, now you're going to need to roll initiative because you have a guy squaring up. Everyone got their one action. And now you have a horrified and kind of afraid guy who just thought he was shooting a wild animal who now,
Wow!
Is fighting a child.
well, and his buddy just got killed off the side of the wall, so,
That's right.
like, really killed, because I'm not rolling death saving throws for someone who fell 50 feet after already getting knocked unconscious.
So are we all rolling initiative, or what's going on here?
Sure, yeah, let's go ahead and roll it. Jesus. Oh, pre-kitty.
Thank you.
Everyone should have a lap cat for D&D games, just saying.
For initiative, I rolled a 16.
Alright, everyone's rolled?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yes, sir.
Let's
Yes,
see if I can do this without a tracker because it's probably going to be pretty quick. Who rolled above a 7?
Yes.
All right, cool. So just all of
Good
y'all
job,
tell me what
everybody.
you're doing first. We're not. I don't want to get too hung up on initiative. Roping it.
Roping it.
Athletics.
Fezzik style.
Anyone who's
No
roping it,
legs.
athletics.
Oh God. Do we get advantage because of the rope, or is the DC just lower?
DC is lower.
Okay, thank God.
Shocking grasp.
19 for an athletics check.
Make your
Oh.
attack.
14.
Is he wearing
22.
metal?
He's wearing chainmail. Yes.
Oh,
Goodbye. I'm sorry, little one.
natural 20.
He's so fucking dead.
You know how it goes. Roll max plus dice.
Just reaches out. Hello there.
So first you just like snipe his buddy, and then you're just gonna run up and Chidori this motherfucker. I see how it is.
25.
Damage.
Yeah.
I think he's dead.
Y'all hear
He's dead.
the
Jim.
crack of a bolt of lightning and see a spray of blood as you explode his chest cavity just outward with like a bolt of lightning directly.
Oh! That's horrifying.
He is dead before he knows that he has been attacked.
Gaia looks over the ledge. Probably like blood covering her face. We're good.
Ah.
Great. You're muted.
You'll see a enemy soldier who has a softball-sized hole in his chest laying on the ground.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
God, that's a lot of
I
fucking
just
damage.
imagine. I just imagine that's actually what Seraphine is. It is what it is.
Yeah, no, that was said in character. Like, it is what it is.
Y'all get to the top. Or wait, what were the rolls? I'm over here getting ahead of myself.
13.
All right, you're up.
22.
You're definitely up.
16.
Also up. Damn. Gonna see if I can knock any of you unconscious without even having to fight.
Jesus Christ.
Gotta whittle those resources down, you know? Alright.
They're
It's on
fairly
10
whittled.
HP.
Huh?
Said I think they're fairly whittled, and he said he still has temp HP.
I am so hurt. I'm so hurt still. It's
Good.
real bad.
So a 50-foot drop would be perfect.
I can't even begin to say how much I endorse temporary hit points. They do a lot.
As a former armor artificer player, I will say.
Great success.
But yeah, y'all make it to the top. There's no one in the immediate vicinity that's looking your way this very moment. At least you can see other patrols, but none of them seem to have noticed that something is badly awry here. Just kind of look down. You've got dude at the bottom, like uppies.
Yeah, I'll help Pascal by pulling him up.
All right. He just kind of like holds on, looking very nervous as you hand over hand get him back to the top of the wall. You are now at the top of the wall with Apollinaire.
It's just
He gives you an address a little bit to the north of the Seven Jesters, in a kind of a dive bar. The back room of this place here. That is where we have arranged to meet if Seven Jesters goes down.
My genial shows that this place is not also lost.
Nope.
Is there anybody there right now? Was somebody stationed there?
No.
Okay.
It's a
What is
safe
the
house.
password?
Rubber baby buggy mamas.
I can't say that.
Is that this way? This is best with.
We'll just
It's
wing
really
it.
hard. You have to practice.
Seraphine is like exasperated by all this password nonsense.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
I'm not even going to try and come up with something fun and clever. I will say he knows it and tells it to you guys.
SpaghettiOs. Got it.
Those exist in Griffin?
They
Canon.
do now.
No,
Just like garlic bread?
Yep.
no.
That is in a place far to the north and the east. The garlic bread was invented. It might not have happened quite yet, actually. I'm not quite sure where in the timeline that was, but it
Hey, we ain't doing SpaghettiOs though. That one's
Right.
getting fixed.
happened.
All right. So what is y'all's exit strategy from the wall? Same.
Jump.
Rope. Other side.
Yeah.
Oh, other side.
Let that
All right.
be. And we get to do cool, like Mission Impossible, like fast slide down.
You guys get down. Are you gonna have Gaia go get the rope?
Nah, fuck it. We're here now.
Leaving it. All right.
For now.
Don't you have limited uses of changing like that?
Yes.
Three per day.
Yeah,
I'd
let's
hold
save
on to
that.
it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like save it.
And y'all book it. Let's get
Yeah.
another round of stealth check.
Alright.
Jesus. Okay,
Purple
so
die. Go.
these
Oh,
prosthetics are not slowing him down at all. Valentine just got a dirty 20.
Let's go.
14.
That's a lot better than your last roll. So
19.
Also dirty 20.
19.
God damn, folks.
Hey-o. Everybody showing out. Let's go.
Good shit. As you guys travel through Carnival, y'all are accustomed to seeing it packed with people. Even when things were tough, there were still people kind of either going about like daily activities or trying to distract themselves from the horrors of the day-to-day. You do not see that now. You see no one on the streets who is not a soldier.
Oh. As in, not the friendly kind.
No.
As in, martial law is now in effect. Do not be out on the
looks
street.
a lot like that, yeah. This is... Things previously seemed like contested territory, but this definitely has strong behind enemy lines kind of feel.
Well,
Guys, we
if
got
you-
one layer.
If you set all the houses on fire, nobody can stay inside.
Jesus.
Bonfire.
These are all the bougie people. I only care about the
This
fourth
is
layer.
not
That's
the
for the
bougie
real.
people. This is not the bougie people.
These are lower middle class. They're bougie compared to my people.
God damn. I mean, technically, yeah, but...
Jesus Christ.
Goodness.
yeah, you guys progress along. Witnessing this, you are not seen, at least at this juncture.
Nice.
You do that whole, like, wait in an alleyway, check for the patrol to go by, then hustle across into another alley. And by this method, you manage to make your way to the dive bar in question.
Nice.
Get inside. The door was shut. There are no clientele, and the bar room seems to be empty. There is not a bartender. Nothing. But you guys cross the empty dining room through a doorway in the back, and inside are all of the lieutenants.
All
However, while I pull up a document, Lieutenant Paget, the lady who is going crazy and inspiring the party and all that, is laying on a makeshift bed covered in blood and seemingly unconscious.
Can I make a medicine check?
Yes, you may. Almost everyone in
sister.
the room seems a little fucked up.
18.
What are you
Medicine
trying to
check.
find out?
Is she alive?
Yes, she is alive, but barely.
Okay, then I'm
So-
gonna.
So you're going over, and an in-depth check will take several minutes if you're going to go over there and really see what's up. Valentine is hustling in. It seems with y'all's entry, some kind of tension in the room has broken. You get enthusiastic greetings from all of them and the varietous fighters that are there as well. We are good to see you. You made it out alive.
So far. What?
I will go ahead and say they're going to be debriefing Valentine while you work. It's not a big room. It's like 15 by 15. So you're close enough that you can hear. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the rundown, and I have kind of a summarized list of how things played out for the other missions that y'all did not choose to go on. They sit around, they get a little bit of spirits, some bread and cheese is passed around, and each of them in turn, although someone speaking for Lieutenant Paget, one of her sergeants. Lieutenant Mullins, who is tasked with taking down the Franz Lin workshop. 60 fighters in. Early on, they were spotted and they engaged in heavy fighting and suffered high casualties. Once they did manage to get inside, they succeeded in smashing up most of the shop. They grabbed a few prototypes and as many notes as they could see, but heavy fighting prevented a full heist. They managed to outmaneuver the reinforcements that did make it up, and they made a clean escape. The result being that Franz Lin workshops are out of commission for the foreseeable future. Their workshops have been ransacked and has suffered heavy fire damage. A random assortment of Franz Lin gear will be made available. They had, out of a group of 60, 25 killed, 15 injured, 20 remaining battle ready. Mullins himself is generally healthy, having suffered only minor scratches. Lieutenant Paget, tasked with the railcar station, also took 60 fighters in. Early on, they managed to get close, and the enemy was unaware, and they ambushed them. Stage 1 went well. Once they got to the station itself, they succeeded in dismantling and smashing up the railcar control mechanisms and stole a few important looking parts. Not really sure what they did, but hoping it could either benefit y'all or hinder the enemy. They set the railcar station ablaze before they made their escape. However, while they had had almost no setbacks this entire way, as they were making their way out, a Knight of the Circle and a contingent of Altan men-at-arms ambushed their detachment during the escape, killing and capturing many of her forces and critically injuring Lieutenant Paget. The results of her operation, the railcar station, is well and truly destroyed. The railcar will be offline for the duration of this conflict. Paget is in critical care, and several of the soldiers, of y'all's soldiers, were captured alive by the Circle Knight. Her totals are 14 killed, 14 injured, 8 captured, 24 remaining battle ready. Lastly, Lieutenant Dufour, tasked with the armory. He also took 60 fighters. They were spotted on their approach and engaged in heavy fighting, but had very few casualties despite this fact. Dufour personally took the enemy captain hostage during the fight and managed to seize the armory with no further fighting, causing the entire enemy garrison to surrender with no bloodshed. As they made their way out, a reserve unit of enforcers engaged their detachment and did cause heavy casualties. But as they made their way out, they did so with 58 prisoners of the enemy soldiers. They have been spread out to different safe houses where they're being held, no more than 10 in one place, including the captain of the armory garrison. Large stores of weapons and armor have been distributed among the fighters here in the 3rd layer, and they've been trying to sneak some through to the fighters in the 4th layer as well. 19 killed, 9 injured, 32 battle ready. Having each given their reports, they stand and wait to hear how your mission went. All of them, including Valentine Pascal, who has not heard your story yet, turn to look at you. Turn to look at Seraphina specifically as the technical commanding officer. You made it out alive, that is good. How did the mission go?
Well, as good as it could have gone, I think. We only have one confirmed dead.
Holy shit. That's a miracle.
We brought 5 with us back into the city. They are currently guarding the very front gate. Or no. No, they're with Mizanti. Pardon me.
Yeah, they're
I
with
misspoke.
Mizanti and the
They're
mob.
Yeah. They're currently with Mizanti and the mob. The rest of our fighters, if they... I don't... and this is Kylie and Seraphina going, many were injured. The ones that were injured, we sent along with them to protect them into the forest to hopefully escape the 250, 300 folks that we locked out of the city.
So you did manage to get a lot of them out and then find a way to keep them out, which is more than we had hoped, if I'm going to be honest. You guys are... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna look at Pascal and say, so now what?
Now we plan and wait to see if any of the others make it back here. We have a established time at which point the safe house will be deemed no longer stable, and we will leave. And let's see how long you guys have until bailing out.
An hour.
3 minutes. It's actually right now. Gotta go.
You have 3 hours
Oh.
before this safe house is deemed no longer safe, per your pre-established protocols. So we will be discovering who else will be making it back here and what you are doing from within the safe house during this time period. I know at least one of you is taking a short rest.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I think people might want to spend some hit dice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how many
wait.
times can you
I don't think we can spend hit dice.
That's right, we can't spend dice.
I believe last time didn't I establish that you could?
Mhm.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Didn't y'all heal at the railcar station on your short rest there?
I got healed by Roderick.
It was because of the slow healing rule.
Yeah, because remember, I thought it... Yeah, I double-checked
Oh.
it, and slow healing rule per the DMG does allow you to spend on a short rest, which is where I had misunderstood. You just don't get them all back.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't spend any apparently. I think I didn't spend any because Roderick popped up. Like because we weren't sure if we were gonna get a short rest, and Roderick popped some
Gotcha.
healing spells.
Yeah.
So,
After the short rest, if there's anything that is like critically important, message-wise, Gaia would offer to encode it using what's that called? Illusory script.
oh wait, no, I couldn't do that.
As y'all wait, so quick interjection before I go into this. exposition. Gaia, you're resting up, right? Seraphina, what are you doing? Also resting up?
Yeah, I'm gonna rest up, and then the other thing is use a healer's kit to stabilize.
It appears that
okay.
Lieutenant Paget has already been stabilized.
Okay.
Um,
So then, I think Seraphina is just pacing at this point. There's it's the restless energy situation, unless someone needs her to do something.
Nothing unless you specifically are wanting to do something. Roderick, are you doing anything?
Yeah, he's helping out other people with more medicine checks, but for the most part, he's also going to take himself a little bit of a rest.
Okay. And Apollinaire?
Similarly, is gonna be resting. Is just gonna kind of sit like off to the side, like out of the way, but close enough to listen to what like Pascal is discussing and kind of planning, just listening in on what planning they're doing.
With the size of the room, you don't even have to sit in any particular place. It is just a small enough room, and at this juncture, no one's hiding anything. The only reason anyone would be speaking in low tones is just to avoid outside discovery, and also because of the injured that are trying to sleep. During your downtime, you're joined by Hosan Asayesh, Lai Fang, and Sacha Alvray, but no one else.
Okay.
Asayesh, for his part, comes in bloodied. It appears he has been doing some fighting of his own, as he is wielding a blood-stained sword, and is in fact dragging Lai Fang, who is also beaten up.
Oh shit.
Lai Fang is not armed.
But he just got his ass kicked anyway.
Yeah.
That's fucking rough. They said nerd locker.
Sacha Alvray seems to have come from a recital. Not a hair out of place, not a mote of dust. But
sus.
They do come with news. We made it out of the Citadel. They got Delafos. They ambushed us. In the meeting. They knew. Michel is with them. Michel Dupont.
Oh, fuck! I see. So I assume that she is the one who gave up the 7 Gestiles.
I would guess. I do not know the specifics.
Doesn't that mean she would know of this place?
This was put out this morning before the operation.
Okay.
These emergency safe houses rotate as needed.
Kind of like you guys know what you're doing.
Raphael did not make it.
Which one was Raphael?
Mizanti. That's Mizanti's father.
That was Mizanti's father. That's right. Okay,
Raphael
that's
Mizanti.
Theobald is Mizanti, and then
Raphael Mizanti was not a member of the Order of the Dawn.
right.
Theobald had been operating against his father.
Right.
There is more. All governing forces have been kicked out of the Citadel. it has been occupied solely by the bannermen for the Knights of the Circle and the Knights themselves.
Of course.
So Altus intends to take full sole control of Griffin in this conflict.
They ousted the Alton soldiers as well, any that were not associated with their knighthood. They have been tasked, along with the Zoridi soldiers, with exterior security and fighting. I do not know why.
Masanti's father was the Alton representative here, or he was just also a soldier?
No, he was the Alton governor.
Okay, he was the Alton governor.
And
how was it that the elder Masanti fell?
he was unenthused at he and his men being put out of the citadel.
And so the Circle Knights.
On the spot.
I see.
Glad that you do, because I do not.
I'm not saying that I understand, just that I see.
Well, I'm going to take a rest, as I am in a great amount of pain. He shuffles over to a crate, sits down, bleeds a little less.
Good for him. Okay.
As
So
Lifing is providing this information to us, I think Seraphina is like has turned like is flushed with anger because these folks are trying to create a theocracy in Griffin. That's what is going through her head. They're trying to. Yeah.
Damn. Could we have gotten like a vague head count of the number of soldiers we saw enforcing the martial law, like when we were on our way through? Like about how you said there were soldiers everywhere. They were the only people out and about.
Make me a wisdom check.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
Good is good.
That's good. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. They were marching in groups of 10. You estimate there's maybe a couple hundred if they are spaced at regular intervals.
Jesus.
Are they Griffin or are they Alton or are they mix or what's?
Most of the governing forces, except for the specialty groups like the Thunderlances, are just they wear the Griffin tabard, and it is a blend of Alton, locals, or ED. So the ones that operated by themselves were the Zoridi Royal Guard, the Karothi Thunderlances, and then the Bannermen of the Knights of the Circle, which are soldiers that are Alton, but they are not associated with the Alton military. They are associated directly to the church.
Okay.
That here on that crusade type beat. We cannot allow them to maintain order in the carnival.
I am going to be honest. Pascal speaks up, having been kind of quietly thinking, fingers steepled, staring into the middle distance. I am unsure how best to proceed. Our forces are scattered. I am unsure what political machinations are going on in the Citadel. We have a lot going for us in the grand scheme of things. But with them having Antoine Delafosse and several of our other fighters in prison, scattered, fighting in the Mesolite in the 4th layer, I'm not sure how much more we can spread our forces.
I don't think we should spread anything. I think we need to consolidate. Those that have risen up since we began our assaults, if things go into a halt, they will lose faith. They will lose their will to fight. We have to strike while the iron is hot.
But is the iron hot anymore? You are our ace in the hole. And just kind of gestures vaguely at you all sitting around resting, a little bloodied up, a little burned out. You seem to have been to the ringer. We have already tasked you with a crucial and incredibly dangerous mission, which you have succeeded at.
We only have so much time before those 250, 300 troops that are outside manage to make their way back in. And once they do, they will pinch what forces we have accrued in the 4th layer between themselves and the gate here. And they will be crushed.
I had originally planned for a war of attrition. We made our big moves, and there would start a slow landslide in the coming months. But with Delafosse captured, I am unsure if we could keep going without him. It is not just a figurehead that he provides, but the political wherewithal to move things around at the higher levels. Yes, the rebellion, the strength of it is the people, but we are only allowed to exist because of all the moving parts higher up. So I don't know.
So we need to get him back then.
I don't know if we can. Unless you
Yeah,
think you
it's
can
just
break
about-
into the Citadel.
We have to break their will to fight. There are enough of the governing forces that are fallen. Right now they feel the Knights of the Circle more than they feel us.
So then we just need to make them afraid of us. Not afraid of us, but like to show them that if they allow for the Knights of the Circle to take over, like Griffin will be a de facto city-state of Altus, and we're all fucked.
If we can get the 3rd layer captured, the majority of the enemy forces are in the 3rd and 4th layers. Open fighting in the 4th layer. The 3rd is kind of their bastion, I suppose. If we can destabilize Carnival, we might be able to get some more momentum. But we cannot get troops through that gate at this time. And we cannot nickel and dime onesies and twosies of soldiers over the wall in sufficient numbers to make a difference.
What we need to do is to convince the Griffin soldiers and the Zaridi soldiers to turn on the Altans.
Or at least to stand down.
Right. We were able to do that with the Zaridi soldiers at the base, In fact, I'm more concerned about Griffin. I got stabbed in the back by one.
Say Eliflade.
That almost makes more sense. They have
Say
more
don't
at
think
stake.
that the slut we pose is real.
They also are less likely to think clearly. This is much more personal. They have more at stake. It is one thing to throw your life away on the battlefield. It is another to risk your family and your way of life.
The governor's forces that are made up of natives of Griffin. What section of the city would you say they're the majority made up by?
They're, like I said, the bulk forces wearing the tabard all are completely blended.
I no, but of the forces of the governor's troops that are from Griffin, what demographic of like layer would they generally draw from?
Oh, probably Fourth and Mesolete. Well, I mean, the Mesolete is a new phenomenon. It's basically people who have been forced out of the fourth layer.
Right.
But it is probably primarily third and fourth layer residents.
So a lot of the soldiers that are from Griffin that are up here are currently stuck on a wall watching as their homes and families are unknown factors of whether they're safe or alive while they're being told to just sit and watch.
Or actively engaged. There is probably a fair bit of brother fighting brother going on down there.
But I mean, like, a lot of the people, like, standing the walls, and a lot of the people that are currently enforcing martial law here in Carnival.
Yes.
They are enforcing this while...
So, by the numbers, about 20% of the governing forces are made up of locals. Gaia.
Yes.
One of your cats is back. It doesn't it doesn't like kick in the door, but you just kind of look down and are like, oh, that's either hex or charm.
It's not. They're neither one nor the other. That's just harm.
She just kind of shakes her head.
Just one.
Still looking at the cat. Is there any way that we can sneak into the Citadel that you can think of?
A small group or like a unit?
Small group.
Occupied.
Oh, I'm sure you've got room for me, dear. You recognize the voice, Gaia.
Fuck.
Just gonna look at is obvious distress.
Yeah, a very obvious panic.
Everyone kind of, takes up arms or whatever, and the door opens, and you see a middling height woman, probably couldn't put an age to her, but if you had to guess, probably like mid to late 30s. Lightly lined face, dirty blonde hair, pulled back into a bun. A messy bun, but somehow still kind of elegant and intentional. She wears springtime colors and pastels, mostly blues and pinks and multiple layered petticoats. A long skirt. She's holding a small handbag. Hello, that's not necessary, she says, and just kind of gestures downwards at all the crossbows. She is not armed. Gaia. This isn't her form, but it is one of her forms. Gaia, dear, how are you doing?
I'm good.
She kind of walks in, strides right up to Gaia.
I just right as she enters, I would step like right up to Gaia's like shoulder, maybe like us like half step in front, and just hand on Gaia's shoulder.
Serafina has wrapped an arm across Gaia's like shoulder to shoulder.
And these must be your new friends. Quite the looker, aren't you? She says, just kind of making eye contact with you, Serafina. I bet the boys just throw themselves all over each other for you. Kind of looks over at Apollinaire. Very competent. We all need a father figure in our life. But it's been fun, Gaia. It's time to go. She kind of reaches up, just one finger under your chin, and tilts your chin up to look into your eyes.
Just breathing like she's just run a mile, eyes all over.
Traces her finger from your chin down to your neck. You seem to have lost your collar, dear. Don't worry. We'll get you a new one. A better one.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe you should just piss off. It'll be better for everyone.
She just kind of reaches back behind her and makes a clenching motion. Roderick, you will be unable to speak.
Please, don't hurt my friends.
Hurt your friends? Why would I do that? They're friends of yours, so they're friends of mine. I care for you. Just kind of. And you've been a little bit naughty, but it'll be okay. We'll get through this. Get through whatever talks we have to have. You're going to take your punishment like a big girl. And we'll move on. Right?
What about the people of Griffin?
Oh, the people of Griffin will be just fine.
Here.
I have you are like there. I have compressed you, like you're not moving away from me.
Actually, I'm going to contradict myself real quick. Roderick, you do not lose your ability to speak, because I just remembered something.
Is she cast a spell to silence me?
No.
Oh, okay.
God powers. So as she's saying all this, DM, like, you said that she does not successfully silence.
No, so if Roderick says or does anything, but she does reach back very confidently and made that same clasping motion.
Yeah, I think Guy is pretty good here.
She looks a little like someone splashed cold water on her face when he speaks again.
Gaia also.
Isn't that a surprise? Now, who are you, mister? She
Yeah,
kind of turns
Roderick.
around.
Roderick Smith, friend of Guy's. Don't really like to say any colours though.
She kind of walks over. A little bit of a sassy swagger. You are just gorgeous, aren't you? Craftsmanship.
Yep.
I bet you get lots of talk. I bet you're fun to hang around, aren't you? Big fan of parties. Make a lot of friends easy, don't you? I bet I would.
Yeah,
Fast.
sure. Anyway, not really time or place for small talk.
No. We need to be getting out of your hair. You're very right. Come on, guy.
Why did your magic not work on him?
I believe.
Make me a charisma saving throw. Just Gaia.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I should have used the Gaia dice. God damn it! Where's my D&D Beyond? I don't think my charisma is very high. Mm-mm-mm. 8.
You take 14 points of force damage as suddenly, just for a moment, in the space of a fragment of a second, you feel like every vein in your body was turned to lightning. Just an incredible pain there and gone.
We don't need to be discussing other people's secrets. Keeping secrets is important. And I bet he has plenty.
She says, turning to look back at Roderick.
DM,
No more sass.
I would like to call into the ether real quick. Hopefully that this doesn't have to be verbal. If you call it all to account right now, can you shield her from her vision?
You feel something slithering behind you. What do you have in mind?
Whatever this thing is, I don't want it to find her. Ever.
You don't want it to find her.
Whatever it is, I'm not going to pretend like I think you can kill it. Or is that you think that I'm worth killing her? But to shield her, maybe.
Got a little bad news for you, friend. She's already right here.
Mm-hmm. Shield her and perhaps discourage her from being here right now.
I'll think on it.
Think
You be
quickly,
thinking.
otherwise I won't be here for much longer, I don't think. Choose. Quickly.
What are you gonna pay to sweeten the deal?
You tell me what you want.
You feel more than hear that slithering sensation fading away. But accompanying it is a low chuckle.
Dick.
Very well.
He knows my only compunctions, so.
Meanwhile,
Yeah. Meanwhile, Roderick's being a little confrontational.
figured.
And just kind of, since I'm assuming this is a room, everyone is seeing what's going on. He'll just,
You know, I think maybe this safe house might be a little bit compromised. You don't want to haul out for me.
Oh, no. No one else knew that I was here. I wasn't seen, I promise.
Oh, you know, enough collateral damage for the night.
I couldn't hear you super well, I'm so sorry.
I said it. Well, you know, enough collateral damage for the night.
Collateral? Oh, no. I don't tend to destroy anything. Gaia, I'm growing impatient. You wouldn't want to try my patience, would you, sweetie?
You're not going to take her.
I have to go.
No.
She kind of turns her attention to focus on Seraphina.
And who are you, dear?
It makes no matter who I am.
Please don't hurt her. She just she doesn't want to see me.
Oh, I'm very curious.
She kind of has a chair. You're not sure where it came from. She kind of sits down, crosses one knee over the other.
So tell me about yourself, sweetie. Where are you from? You don't seem local.
I'm nobody.
Oh, you need to think more highly of yourself than that. You look like a confident young woman.
People moving out of the room.
You kind of have like Lai Fang kind of not moving because he's in an immense amount of pain, but definitely staring uncomfortably. Pascal has stood. The other soldiers are kind of armed, but not brandishing at this middle-aged woman. You have the only one who's actively like pointing a sword at her is probably Asayesh.
Hell yeah. I fucks with Asayesh's energy.
They got some weird shit that happens in Zorjin. He's
That's facts.
just because it looks like a nice young woman doesn't mean that it is a nice young woman. Yeah, she's just kind of.
I'm nobody. I'm here for Gaia.
Same for myself. We've been very close for a long time, but I think it's time for us to get reunited. We've been apart. There's much to do.
Yeah, what's exactly the deal with you and Gaia? I mean, what's everything? She's got a collar, you put it on her, she's afraid of you.
That's because I am her pet. And pets should be afraid of their owner.
But before fear is love. And you're just precious to me.
Seraphina has like fully like moved, like shifted Gaia behind her. Like and it's like a hand on the pommel of her sword.
Guy is trying to wriggle out of your hand.
I'm bigger than you.
Grapple check.
Did you say your name once again?
You can call me Margaret.
Alright, you wanna get the fuck out of here?
Why so harsh language?
She kind of gives you a
Uncomfortable.
almost a bemused like.
How could you possibly not feel comfortable?
Seraphina messages Roderick. Her name is Aya.
I prefer Margaret, dear.
I don't like this lady.
Apollinaire.
Uh-huh.
They're talking. You've kind of stayed out of it for the time being. You just kind of feel fingers on your shoulders, and then the breath against the back of your neck.
That's gross.
3 days. Do you accept?
3 days of
All the power that I can give. And then it'll be a feast.
doing brief calculations in my head. These things had just plenty time enough, yes.
What a cooperative fellow.
Well, Only works out for you if I don't die ahead of time, so.
Well, I like to hedge my bets.
Didn't play nice. Or play fair.
Apollinaire, what does it look like to those around you as you seal this deal? If anything at all. I have to see it in chat, you do too.
Probably nothing good. I imagine that at the very least, for the immediate moment, the arm that is toasted, well toasted, goes from just being that scarred and heavily like burned and almost kind of melted wax aesthetic that occasionally bursts into flame, that it almost immediately begins to what's the word I'm looking for, to it burns anew, but instead of just being engulfed in flame, it's that deep like burning from almost from the inside out as the flesh like cracks and blackens and cracks and has just almost like the bones of burning from inside the marrow, from the marrow inside out, just cracking, just the fire flickering all the way up the arm. And I'll say that after that immediate change, that whole just it begins to infinitesimally creep from where it had previously cut off at the shoulder, where he had burned up when it had sealed that initial deal. Now with this much more deep burning from within, just begins to creep farther along as that timer begins to tick. 72 hours.
Starting now, with your words and actions, I need you to reflect the fact that you are housing not just Apollinaire, but also your patron within your body and your mind. You have, for 72 hours, melded to become a singular being. There will be mechanical effects that I will send you before next session.
All right.
But for the time being, we'll keep it narrative.
Okay.
Is this like obvious?
If you were paying attention to him, probably, but if you were paying attention only to Margaret, it could be something you could miss, the way he described it. I will say, both narratively and mechanically, it will give you access to both actions and knowledge that you didn't have before, as you share his mind as well.
Okay.
This also means your point of view, ethics, etc. You are well and truly blended into a fused being. Do with that information what you will. I will say you feel at once more spry, stronger, faster, lighter than you ever have before, while at the same time feeling leaden, weighed down by this weak human body.
Okay. Sorry. That's a lot. Okay. I'm gonna say that kind of almost instantly translate to a bit of a like almost a bit of a
get like slight exhalation of shock, almost immediately followed by a well, hello, Margaret.
She kind of slowly turns, doing that kind of sassy, like, and who do we have? Oh,
I mean, are you sure you want to be here?
Are you?
Yeah.
she stands up from her seat, which kind of evaporates into smoke. She looks a little less casual, a little more tight around the edges. The kind of relaxed master among the dogs kind of attitude she had before isn't gone, but she looks more irate, less amused.
Mm-hmm.
Got a lot less
What
fun
are
for
you
you, a
doing?
lot more fun for me.
We've never actually met.
She kind of holds out a hand to be kissed.
That internally burning hand.
Quite the charmer.
Oh, I've been told as much, yeah. But well, my man, I believe that a previous deal has been struck. I think it's best you leave. We can catch up later, perhaps.
I'm just here for what's mine. I think you can understand the sentiment.
Oh, I can, but I think your deals are a little less watertight, a little less foolproof.
Make me a charisma saving throw. What is your current charisma bonus?
My current charisma bonus is a +5, so the charisma saving throw of 8.
I want you to roll this as if you had a charisma of 35.
Holy shit!
Excuse me?
What is that math? That's a lot. Was it -10 divided by 2 is your
So,
25 plus
15?
plus 18 charisma save? Is that correct?
Sounds about right.
Okay. 36.
You feel a wave of Fey energy begin to wash over you and try to tear apart your very composition. But you are hardly a simple mortal. And with the barest, what is functionally like a much, much, much higher tier casting of a shield spell, kind of wash it away with Hellfire.
Oh, that is delicious kinds of magic. Foreign to me, I can't say I get to taste it often, but oh, it's just an appetizer.
What are you getting at this? What are they?
I don't understand honoring deals, but I'm honoring mine right now. So perhaps
Your deal with who?
one unhappy right now. We are together for now. We are limited time offer.
As you say that, her eyes just kind of glance down at your shoulder and then back to your face almost imperceptibly.
So I see.
Do you really want to push your luck?
And why would you?
I find folks like this are just so, well, just delicious. When you're hungry all the time, you'll risk a lot for a meal. And I mean, sometimes you'll pick up an extra morsel or two, and I think right now you look quite scrumptious.
She takes a step towards you. Very, very close. Just kind of...
You're hardly an elder elemental. You really want to roll those particular dice?
And I don't know, do you? Cause
Just glance over at Roderick.
seem you can't even affect a toy soldier.
You and I both know he's a little bit more than that.
What, are you afraid of Golfurion?
Are you?
Does he make you shake in your boots?
Nothing makes me shake in my boots, fiend.
Well, just spread his hands. Choose then.
Make me a persuasion check.
Oh, not nearly as good. I'm assuming with the same assumption.
The plus the 35.
The 35?
Yeah.
Okay. 22.
God damn.
And 34.
Shit.
Partner's
with your
demon dice
normal-
not doing so hot right
Is that your
about
normal
now.
skill bonus?
Do what?
Is that with your skill bonus as well?
Yeah.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah. 15 plus 3 plus 4.
She kind of looks between Roderick and Apollinaire. Then looks at Gaia. She says,
You've been naughty. I'll be back.
turns and leaves one of the cats following her.
I would like to pick up the other. Oh, is there both cats here?
Yes.
I'm gonna throw the other one at her.
It's a simple matter of grabbing and yeeting her feline. It will dissolve into smoke before striking her.
We don't need these. Thank you, though.
She does not say anything in response. Turns the corner and walks away.
Gaia just.
So what the
sags
fuck
against
was
her.
that? You can like hear a collective heavy breathing as everyone in the room was like kind of almost holding their breath.
Let's not worry about it. It's over now. We need to get going with the plan. So,
Roderick. They deserve to know. They put their life on the line for me.
Hosan Asayesh has like his sword mostly sheathed now, and he's just kind of like, I would like to know things that could affect my life, yes.
That thing is Ea the Ancient. She
Who?
She would like that. That you didn't know that. She is a collector of magical things, such as myself. And I am part of her grand magical collection. And she, unfortunately, has decided to come for me.
Well, it seems that you have good friends. Valentine kind of gestures at Seraphine and Apollinaire. She is gone now?
Gaia, with the gesture to Apollinaire, kind of squints. She will be back.
Oh, I wouldn't be so nervous, little one. She'll keep her distance for now. With the time, you'll friend Bob.
Who are you? And what have you done to Appy?
All of y'all are quite fine. Immediate, basically haggard exhaustion. We should not waste any time.
What did you do?
Only what was going to happen in the end. Okay.
No.
Tell
What did
us
you
not
do?
any time.
Apollinaire. Right now is not a time for secrets.
I am going to die in 3 days.
Kind of see
So we will have to liberate Glyphon in that time. And make sure that your patron cannot find you again.
He's going to kill you in 3 days.
I do not know if I would say kill me, perhaps, but I would be dead all the same.
Then we will
So-
kill him.
It doesn't work that way, Gaia.
I just sped up the timeline. This was always going to happen.
Oh, if he's going to kill you in 3 days, then we will kill him.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere.
Right, well, if we've only got 3 days, we gotta make the most of them. So, what's the plan right now? Pascal, we liberated you from a fucking caravan and got you all the way to this city to be the brainiacs behind this situation. So, what's the brainiac says needs to happen next?
Guy will just walk out.
Seraphine grabs you and you'll have to make a grapple or like to get
Let
out of
me
it.
go.
You're not going anywhere. Absolutely not.
I'm going. I need to think. I need to figure out.
We are now on a timeline, and so that means we are going to have to act swiftly and decisively. We are going to open up that gate, and we are going to bring our people from the first layer in, and we're going to make sure that all those still supporting the governors, that it is lay down your arms, or there's a high likelihood of death.
Not fair.
At this point, nothing is fair. Nothing is fair in war. We have. Valentine, tell us where it's the best strategic location to get to convince a group of people, all of these soldiers. 'Cause I have something that as I rip out my headphones, I have something that I think that I can use to convince enough people to stand down or at least come to our side.
as you speak to him, Valentine Pascal's eyes are locked on Apollinaire's, but not with a look of despair. It is a look of determination, a little bit of understanding.
Fear.
Not me. He looks over back at you, Seraphina. We get the men in the gate. I will capture this ring for you. But I need to prepare.
Fine, prepare.
The gate will open. One way or another, it will open. Will it not?
Lifeng, I must get these things together. Can you assist them? I will do my best, he says, hand still on his bandaged midsection. Shall also do my best. Asayesh. Oh, go ahead.
Guy will crawl into bed with the wounded lieutenant and turn her back to the group. And just hug the wounded lieutenant and sob.
Asayesh kind of steps forward, unconcealedly looking Apollinaire up and down.
Yes.
Devil.
Yes.
Which one?
Oh, wouldn't you want to know?
I suppose it does not matter.
I spoil the surprise. If there was a mystery dish, well, that ruins the fun before you get a taste.
Unlike most mortals in your experience, this one seems less afraid to be facing a known devil. It's kind of entertaining, actually.
You are fun. You want anything badly?
Nothing I can think of.
Keep thinking. I have free time in a few days. We can talk.
I see. I don't think we will. Then turns and steps away.
Oh, yeah. I am going to get some mail. Yeah. Paul will step out from the middle of all these very interesting people.
Serafina sends you a message and goes, "Why?"
I do not think that that's a good idea.
That's all. She's not going to try to restrain you like she restrained Gaia.
Any last actions before things move along? Any last words?
Serafina is very badly trying to keep it together.
Makes sense. Kind of an intense situation.
Roderick
Gaia-
will.
I was just saying, and Gaia is not keeping it together. Also reasonable under the circumstances. That leaves two.
Roderick would call after Apollinaire.
You two need time to talk together.
What?
You two need time to talk together.
Something like that.
Right.
And it is this beautiful and encouraging tableau that we are going to leave tonight's session on. So as the camera pans dramatically
Makes sense.
out, we have Apollinaire having a heartfelt conversation with himself. Gaia, who probably just had the biggest scare of the last year or more, resting next to y'all's unconscious and crippled teammate, ally, peer. Serafina using every shred of willpower to hold it together as she gets some bad news about multiple of her allies and friends. And Roderick continues to be obstinate and confrontational as always. So thank you everyone for staying with us for this very eventful episode of Blood and Silver here on Hard Knock Dice. But I mean, we're down to the last 2 or 3 episodes. It's all going to be eventful. We don't have any time for breaks. So as we hop out of here, don't forget that we are still raising money for Extra Life, or with Extra Life, for the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. I am unsure what I'm being laughed at this time. I'm sure when I read chat, I will find out. And we will be rating Legends of Evantris. Bird has told me, so stick around, see them. I'm
They're
sure
hilarious.
cool, but not quite as cool as our Saturday campaign. Also here at Hard Knock Dice at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time instead of 7, where our production crew, aka the wonderful DM Jonesy, will be running his Across Eberron campaign, where we're doing a little bit of plane hopping. Plane of air, plane
Much
of
happier situation.
Whoa. Hopefully something cool. Big walking ants, who doesn't like that? So we'll see you guys on Saturday, and hopefully next Wednesday. So y'all have a good one. We'll see you around. Bye.